The round of 8 now begins for the drivers of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs for Season 7 of the Trucks. LSR TV and CRN Sports is ready to go live for the virtual Iowa Speedway. This is round number 30 of the season. This is the first round. In the round of 8, we welcome you to the Waltz Beard Co. 175 from the Iowa Speedway virtually on the iRacing Simulator from Newton, Iowa. Coverage presented by Swag and LiveSimRacing.com and CRN Sports. Good evening. I am Wesley Outland, joined alongside from Spokane, Washington, Greg Rantzheim in Durham, North Carolina. Running the boards as always in Wichita Falls, Texas, the Lone Star State of LSR TV, Charles Wooten. So this is going to be a fun race, 7/8 of a mile. This track is exciting. It is fast. It could be a virtual green flag run, or we could see yellow flag craziness. What do you think we'll see tonight, Greg, as drivers 8 fight for a championship, and for everyone else, they're looking for a W at Iowa?
With that being taken into effect, Wesley, the fact that a championship is being fought for right now, we are down to 8 drivers. I think we're going to see some craziness here tonight in the cornfields of Iowa. 8 drivers in a battle for that championship. We are down to the round of 8. We cut 4 out last week, and we don't have the points graphic for you, so here's the rundown. Dan West Jr., Shawn Breitzman, they were the drivers that got themselves in on wins in the round of 12. Rounding out the 8 drivers that are locked in are Devin West, Stephen Paulison, Tyler King, Ryan Maines, Corey Walters, and Dan Lowther. Those, Wesley, are your 8 drivers still competing for a championship. West Jr. with 10 wins on the season. He is the number 1 seed in the round of 8. Shawn Breitzman and Devin West, the only other drivers with victories this season. The rest of them, Paulison, King, Maines, Walters, and Lowther, have gotten themselves this far just off of points racing here in the trucks. They've done a spectacular job, but for those 5 drivers who are looking for that first win of the season and fighting for the championship, what better way to pick up a first win of the season than a win in Iowa to lock yourself in to the championship 4?
Yeah, those 8 drivers that you mentioned, all the way down from Dan West Jr. to Dan Lowther. The Dan and Dan first and 8 spot all the way through the top 8, fighting for a championship in race number 1 of the round of 8 here tonight at Iowa Speedway. And then you got guys like Jeff Stabnow, Stephen O'Hare, John Ottenbacher, and James Vining. They are eliminated for the race for a championship. However, they still have an opportunity to go after race wins, and that is what we're going to see here tonight. As they are still here, they are still contenders, and again, as we mentioned, while we have this race for a championship, there is still a lot of great competitors virtually that can go after the W here at Iowa Speedway. And I'll be honest with you, Greg, there's not going to be no love lost. They're going to do everything they can to try to pull off an upset victory to keep these drivers that are racing for a championship at bay from winning.
Yeah, definitely, Wesley. These 4 drivers who were knocked out, Stabnow, O'Hare, Ottenbacher, and Vining. Here is the interesting stat of the race as far as that goes, Wesley. More wins on the season represented by those 4 drivers, Stabnow, O'Hare, Ottenbacher, and Vining. More race wins than there are drivers left in the playoffs. Jeff Stabnow, Stephen O'Hare, John Ottenbacher, and James Vining, the 4 drivers eliminated last week, combined for 10 wins on the season. There's only 8 drivers remaining in the playoffs. Those 4 drivers that were eliminated had such successful seasons. Unfortunately, just too much to overcome for them. And unfortunately, their season or their hunt for a championship ends there. But like you said, they still are chasing after race wins. This is the 5th time this series has come to the Iowa Speedway. The previous 4 races, both 2 each, wins from Mark Walls and Shawn Breitzman, the top 2 all-time in wins. Mark Walls won the first trip here all the way back in season 2. Then Shawn Breitzman picked up a win the following year. Then Walls, then Breitzman once again. So each of those drivers with 2. Breitzman's in the field tonight. Walls, of course, still on his hiatus. We hope to have him back soon. But will we see a driver try to get their first win at Iowa, or will Shawn Breitzman continue that streak, go back-to-back at Iowa, get his 6th win of the season, and lock himself into the championship 4?
And by the way, last week he picked up his 54th career win on Northwest competition, becoming the all-time winner of the series, bypassing Mark Waltz. As again, Mark Waltz, one of the dominators in his time, and understanding he'll be coming back to try to defend his reign, if you will, being passed last week by Shawn Breitzman. But again, we will see what goes on. Race information presented by RaceOnTexas.com. 1 hour practice session has concluded. They are in the middle of the drivers' meeting right now. 2-lap qualifying, and that will set the stage for this 175 lap race here at the 7/8 mile Iowa Speedway in the cornfields of Newton, Iowa. Let's take a look at your sawbelay.com weather conditions here as things are getting started. And it will be a nighttime race. It'll be started in the day right before sunset, but this race will finish under the lights. 78 degrees on the ambient temperature outside, virtually 80 degrees track temp, and it is mostly cloudy. You could probably say partly cloudy because there's a lot of cloud cover as nightfall sets in virtually at Iowa Speedway this evening. Greg Rance.
Looking forward to seeing what the track has in store. 175 laps. It's the kickoff of the round of 8 on the West Bay Auto Parts playoffs. You see him right there. Big thank you to West Bay Napa for stepping up in a big way here for the playoffs. Not just on the cup or the truck side here tonight, but on the cup side of things as well that runs on Monday nights. What a show we had on Monday night in the Cup Series as well, Wesley. You said it after the race. That was one of the craziest races you've been a part of here.
Oh, yeah.
In the realm of iRacing on LSR TV. Monday night's Cup race, that cutoff race was outstanding. And I'm looking forward to seeing what they have as a follow-up here tonight in Iowa, because the truck race at Charlotte, the cutoff, was crazy in its own right. What do these drivers in the Northwest have in store for us here tonight?
So the bottom line is you win as one of those 8 drivers that are running for a championship, you're in. If you don't, then you got to survive the holiday breaks and try to come back in a couple of weeks, as there will be a much-needed break for the drivers. As again, right now, Dan West Jr. is the man leading in the point standings over Shawn Breitzman. We are looking at unofficial race results, as these are right now the practice results. Yes, it's right. This is practice results as practice has concluded. And you see right there almost the top 5 separated by mere a hundredth of a second, if that.
And look who we got up in there. We got Dan West Jr., of course, on top of the board, like you mentioned. But look at Dennis Moore, just half a tenth behind him in the number 34. Jeff Stabnow, we talked about him. Unbelievable season this year. 6 wins on the year, and unfortunately out on a tiebreaker in the round of 12. He's angry, and he's looking for some redemption here tonight. Devin West, you can make an argument, Wesley, that Devin West is one of the hottest drivers in the series right now. 2 straight wins in the Cup Series. He goes for 3 in a row on Monday night right here at Iowa, but he's got some wins in the Truck Series as well. He's got 3 on the season here in the number 5. Stephen O'Hare also with 3 wins on the year in truck number 41. But let's see, going back to Devin West, I talked to him earlier today. We might be seeing him on LSR TV slinging some dirt in the future. The new Upper Edge Super Late Model Series on dirt that we saw a preview race of on Tuesday night. Devin West has expressed interest in competing in that series, so watch out for the young dirt modified driver from right here in Washington State to be slinging some dirt on LSR TV in the future. Who knows? Maybe he could talk his dad into joining him.
Yeah, you know, pretty much for the time being, we will cover the Northwest Cup and Truck Series, the S&B Cup Series, for Cup races, but I know that is one of the things that live sim racing wants to do is branch out and get involved in more of the short track realm of things for dirt and pavement, for modifieds, for late models, for street stocks. So take a look for that to come here very, very soon. And by the way, don't forget, get signed up for that inaugural Power Eye Midget E-Nationals, the E-Invitational Nationals, coming up in a few weeks on December 11th and 12th. It'll be live on LSR TV. Pre-delayed for CRN Sports as well, so you can check that out in the coming weeks. Get signed up for the Power Eye E Invitational. It should be an exciting race. Midgets right here on your home for sim racing. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, drivers' meeting will be concluded. They'll get ready to go qualifying here for the Waltz Beard Co. 175 here at Iowa Speedway, the round number 30 on the season, and the opening race in the round of 8. You're tuned into coverage on LiveSimRacingTV.com and CRN Sports at WeAreCRN.com as well.
Hey, it's Wesley Outland of CRN Sports, one of the co-founders. I'm also one of the announcers on Live Sim Racing, LSR TV. We've recently partnered with LiveSimRacing.com to become the official radio partner of all of the esports events. What is CRN? Well, first off, we're going to be covering esports like it's never been done before with our MRN, PRN type radio atmosphere like you experience with NASCAR. In addition to that, we will cover the Northwest Trucking Cup Series, the Northwest Tour, and of course special events and sanctions like swag and special events like 6 hours at Daytona and so much more. It's very simple to check out the racing action, whether on LSR TV, on Facebook and YouTube, or by listening. And that's how I want to help you real quickly. Go up simply to the website, wearecrn.com, wearecrn.com, click play, and you are set. It's that simple. We're excited to be the voice of live sim racing. We are CRN. Follow us at crn.com.
Back here at the Iowa Speedway, getting ready for the Waltz Beard Co. 175, round number 30 of the season in Season 7 of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series, presented by Waltz Beard Co. and LSR TV, as well as the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs, round of 8. 8 drivers now trying, and again, Greg, 3 races. You win, you advance to the Championship 4. It can start tonight at Iowa.
For those drivers not named Dan West Jr. and Shawn Breitzman, those 6 remaining drivers who are trying to fight their way in, they're looking for their first win of the playoffs. Dan West Jr. and Shawn Breitzman each won 2 apiece in the round of 12 to sweep it and get themselves locked into the round of 8. Devin, Paulison, King, Maines, Walters, and Lowther all had to points race their way into the next round. Now the points are reset. It's a fresh playing field here in this one. So these drivers are looking for their opportunity to get themselves to Phoenix. And Wesley, this is a track that a lot of drivers might compare to Phoenix. So if you run good here at Iowa, moving on to Phoenix would probably give you an advantage because of how well you ran here on this short track in the cornfields of Iowa. Phoenix, of course, just a little bit bigger, a little bit different layout, but kind of a similar driving style. So we'll see if these drivers, and especially the eventual race winner tonight, we'll see what they can do moving on to Phoenix in a couple weeks.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, as we drivers like Dan West Jr., Shawn Breitzman, you got to think they're the ace in the hole, so to speak, because they are the dominators. You think of Devin West, as we mentioned, won Richmond, he won Charlotte in the crazy event for the Cup Series. And got that momentum trail going for him. He's currently in the number 3 seed. He's not won on the trucks in a while, but he's got 3 wins on the season. Running for a championship in the Cup, just like he is in Truck Series as well. You look at Stephen Paulison, points racing, but he's due to finally break through and get a victory. Tyler King, we talked about Tyler King and the bad luck he had in the Cup race at Charlotte, and we say the same thing about him here in the trucks as well. He is so close to on the cusp of winning for Beaver State Racing. Just got to kind of harness in everything and be there at the end. And we look at Ryan Maines, Corey Walters, and even Dan Lowther. All these drivers have been consistent, if you will, not competitive to win, but have been consistent to be able to advance and have a chance to race here in the round of 8.
It has been a great performance, and some of these guys came excuse me, Wesley, came into the season, in the middle of the season, they missed the start of the race. You're looking at Tyler King and Dan Lowther specifically in that bracket. They missed the first couple of races here in this one. Dan Lowther joined the series in race number 5 on the year at Homestead, Miami, where Tyler King made his first start at Bristol the following week. So King missed the first 5 races. Lowther missed the first 4. They're not only in the playoffs, they have made it through to the first round. That shows you just how important those drop weeks were coming into play. Each driver resetting, so it was their best 18 races on the season, and that's what got Lowther and King into the playoffs, and that's what's been able to keep them going. So that shows you right there, despite missing the first 4 and 5 races of the season, they were able to get it going and run consistently enough to get themselves into the playoffs.
Drivers meeting understanding just about to wrap up, and when it does, we will have the drivers on the racetrack simultaneously at the same time preparing to qualify. It looks like we got about 20 plus trucks that are signed in, ready to go here this evening at the virtual Iowa Speedway. Again, as nightfall sets in, this race will be a night race. It'll start in the day, it will end at night right before sundown, and again, this virtual battle here on the Iowa Speedway should be fun. 175 laps. And again, I would say, honestly, Greg, hopefully we can drop the green flag, get in a good 100-lap race run. Then we start to see the string of cautions and try to settle things in for the final stretch of the race for sure.
Oh, I'm hoping for a long green flag run here, Wesley. We saw it with the Northwest Tour when they were here on Sunday night. They had a 151-lap race. The only caution that evening, this qualifying is officially underway here at Iowa, but the only caution we saw that night was the competition caution that fell at lap number 75. That is the only time we saw the yellow flag all week, or all night, I should say, at the Northwest Tour race in Iowa. So what do the trucks have here as they hit the same track surface here tonight? As you see Frank Harris rolling in his Ford F-150, trying to go out and lay it down early. Frank Harris trying to set the bar in his number 11.
The Ford Super Duty number 11 of Frank Harris. He'll be the man on the racetrack first. In the number 11 machine, Frank Harris currently in 15th in the point standings, not running for the championship. By the way, you see the 8 drivers that are in dark blue from the great work of Charles Wooten. That will show you the drivers that are battling in the round of 8. Now, Greg, if they win, they'll go to green for next week or in 2 weeks' time when we come back after Thanksgiving break, because we are off next Thursday night.
And we're off the following Thursday as well, Wesley. We're going into a 2-week long break here in this one because, yes, Thanksgiving a week from tonight. 2 weeks from tonight, it's week 13. It's the big end of the season party on iRacing, where everyone's going to be going out racing street stocks, having a blast. But week 13 is build week, so we're not going to race that week either. The next time after tonight that the trucks will be in action will be December 10th at Michigan International Speedway. That'll be the next time, December 10th. Jeff Stabnow won back there in May. He's looking to sweep the season there. This is the only visit of the season to the Iowa Speedway, and Stephen O'Hare, who has 3 wins on the year, is on top at a 23.354, 2/10 over Ryan Maines.
And, we think of one driver that is not here that I'm looking on the scoring pylon, and that is Shawn Breitzman. And remember, Shawn Breitzman told us on Monday that he would be taking off for the next week because of the holidays. He's not here tonight for the trucks, and he will not be in the Cup race on Monday as well, Greg.
So that opens it wide open, and with Mark Walls not in the field, Wesley, we are guaranteed a first-time winner at Iowa in truck competition and overall Northwest competition, because the only other driver to win a race at Iowa in Northwest Racing Series competition, Jason Berg, also not in the field.
That's right.
He won an Xfinity race back in 2018 here. So all three drivers who have won Northwest Racing Series competition at Iowa not in the field tonight. We are guaranteed a first-time winner here tonight. And Stephen O'Hare and Dan Lowther, the top two right now on the speed charts in qualifying, they are hoping that it's them breaking through, but there is a laundry list of heavy hitters still to go out to qualify.
And there goes Tyler King, and the Pills Orange is number 44. We'll see where he will end up right now, second quick behind Stephen O'Hare, 23. Oh no, new quick qualifier, Dan West Jr. in the 55 going to the top of the board. 23.334, and that will give him the number one spot right now. Dan West Jr. trying to take advantage of being the man that is looking for his 11th win on the season all time this season for season 7, and he's the number 1 seed. Won in the round of 12, trying to win now to advance into the round of 8 to the championship 4. And if he can do that tonight, will punch his ticket into the finale at Phoenix coming up in 5, 6, 7 weeks time.
Yeah, and boy, talk about downtime, Wesley, with the Thanksgiving holiday. Here's
Christmas,
our
New Year's.
here's our upcoming schedule for until after the Thanksgiving holiday. Our next time we go on air here on LSR TV, because the tour is off this week as well. They are getting ready for Oxford after the Thanksgiving holiday. We only have one more broadcast between now and then, Wesley. We are going on Monday the 23rd for the Northwest Cup Series for their first ever visit to Iowa right here on LSR TV. Monday night at 11:10 Eastern Time, 8:10 Pacific Time. Then we're off until the Oxford 200 for the Northwest Tour that Sunday. We're moving into almost a week and a half where -1 Cup race, a week and a half off here on LSR
But
TV.
we're actually not running the Northwest Tour on Sunday night, correct?
Correct. No, they are off this Sunday
for
night.
Thanksgiving. There you go.
Yep, they will be ready to go next Sunday when they head to Oxford for the second annual Northwest Oxford 200. Not the Oxford 250 like they do in real life. We're only going 200 around Oxford, but it's the second time we've gone there. Caden Anderson, the defending winner of that race, he's in the field here tonight in the truck series. He has yet to go out and take a lap in qualifying, so it looks like he will be starting near the back, but he's in the field tonight. He was the winner last year in the inaugural Northwest Oxford 200. Can he back it up there? He's looking to start off the momentum with a win here in Iowa.
And there goes Dennis Moore in that 34 truck. By the way, we mentioned what a great job he did in practice. Let's see what he can do now in truck number 34 as he works his way down the front straightaway here at the 7/8 mile Iowa Speedway, up the scoring pylon on his first lap. Dennis Moore in 34. He will end up, it looks like right now.
He did not get a lap.
Yeah, he's got to pick it up.
He has already attempted both qualifying laps. He's being scored on his third lap and did not get a time either lap, so he's going to have to take a provisional on this one. Dennis Moore was second in practice, but you can tell he hit the wall pretty solidly in number 34 as you watch William Fletcher go out in truck number 28. But man, Dennis Moore was second in practice, has to take a provisional to start this one off. 17 trucks have taken a qualifying time thus far, and it's Dan West Jr. with a couple Beaver State Racing trucks next to him, and then his son Devin with Dan Lowther rounding out the top 5. Another driver who has looking to see, yes, he has actually. We missed Jeff Stabnow's lap in truck number 24. He sits 7th on the charts. He's a driver who's just looking to rattle off 4 wins in a row to end the season here. Fletcher into the top 5 in truck number 28. 23, 4, 1, 8. He goes 4th.
right now, Dan West Jr., the fast man. William Fletcher just finishing up with his qualifying lap. Looks like he's going to go fourth on the board. 23.418 seconds. As there's the number 9, Corey Walters, the Napa number 9. He is another driver that is in the playoffs right now in the number 7 seed, trying to advance into the championship 4, and looks like qualifying is about to wrap up here. They've got about 4.5 minutes remaining. If they're going to put down a lap, they better do it now. And Corey Walters coming off a pit lane again. Looks like he had to make an adjustment on the number 9 Napa Toyota. Here he comes into turn 1 and 2.
Walters, remember, got into the playoffs on a tiebreaker over Jeff Stabnow. Now, for those who might be wondering, wait a minute, Walters has only one win all season in Northwest Racing Series competition. That came in the Cup Series. He did not win a truck race. How does he get the tiebreaker? Well, the tiebreaker, Wesley, was not whoever has the most wins. The tiebreaker was whoever had the highest finish in the round. And remember, Jeff Stabnow's best finish of the round was 4th at Watkins Glen. Corey Walters, on the last day of the round of 8, on the last lap, made a pass to get a 3rd, get a podium. That one spot was enough to move him into a tie with Stabnow, and that beat him by 1 spot in the tiebreaker. Corey Walters into the round of 8 on a tiebreaker, on the absolute definition of Hail Mary last second.
And the Toyota number 9 of Walters coming across the stripe. Let's see where he ends up. He is quicker on his second lap, 24.041. Good enough for the top 15 for the man that's in the number 7 seed of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Playoffs in the round of 8, trying to advance to the championship 4. And as there is under 3 minutes remaining in qualifying, I really don't think anyone else will be takers to take time, and the field will be set. It looks like Dan West Jr. trying right now to be the first man in the championship 4 to Phoenix. He can pull it off tonight. He can rest easy for the next 6 weeks. 23.279 seconds. He is your fast qualifier, Greg.
Looking like that's going to be the case, as I see no movement on any drivers left in the field, including Caden Anderson in truck number 37 and BJ Tidrick.
Right.
Actually, Tidrick is on track, but he did not get a lap. He had the same situation as Dennis Moore, hit the wall both laps. So BJ Tidrick is going to have to take a provisional as well. But he did go out, attempt 2 laps. However, he had some issues that negated him from getting a lap in his number 72. So he will have to settle for a provisional as well. 19 drivers got a qualifying lap in, Wesley.
So out of 19 out of the 26 entries, it looks like right now, again, well, actually there's more than 26. 29 trucks to be exact. 19 out of 29 taking time. Everyone else in the back will take one of those provisionals as the field is beginning to grid. We're ready to go here for the round of 8. The winner, if they are in the playoffs, will advance to the championship 4 at Phoenix. Shawn Breitzman, not present, opens up the door for 7 other drivers and their chance tonight. Here's your starting lineup for the Waltz Beard Co. 175, presented by ComServe Wireless. On the pole, Dan West Jr. in 55, looking for his 11th win of the season. To his outside, Stephen O'Hare in 41, row number 1. Row number 2, Tyler King, redemption after Charlotte. He's in the 44 third. William Fletcher in 28, he'll start 4th.
Row number 3 will be made up of Devin West in the number 5, 2 straight cup wins Thursday tonight, and Dan Lowther, the number 63, looking for his first truck win of the season. Talladega winner on the cup side. Row number 4, making up 7th and 8th are Kevin Smith, and we talked about Jeff Stabnow in the number 24. He rolls off in 8th, 6 wins on the season, but man, he is hungry for some wins after being eliminated from the playoff.
By mere points, missing to make it to the round of 8 last week in Charlotte. Ryan Maines in the 13. He's one of the playoff drivers. He'll start in the 9th position. And Stephen Paulison, another playoff driver. That'll make up row number 5 and your top 10. Row number 6, John Audenbacher. He's out of the playoffs in the round of 12. He's in the 89, starting 11th. And Frank Harris also in the number 11, starting 12th.
Robert Gambill surprised us with a top 5 run here in the trucks at Watkins Glen. Rolls off 13th with Taco Bell Roy Grande into number 18 in 14th as the field begins to roll. Corey Walters and Lance Sponberg was set to start in 16th position. However, he has been disqualified from the race. Not sure why, but Lance Sponberg has been loaded up and hit the trailer. Lance Sponberg not going to make the call tonight.
Row number 9 is going to find the 94 machine on the racetrack, and that is going to be Casey Garber. To his outside, Russ Lundberg in the 18th position. Row number 10 will find the 57 of Hayden Plybond. To his outside, Caden Anderson in 37. And real quickly, let's show you the rest of the lineup, including row number 11, Dennis Moore in 34, James Vining in the 333, row 11.
And I believe that rounding out the field for this one will be BJ Tidrick in truck number 72, Carl Burke, the 53, Ray Fournier in the number 26. Scott Hutchinson, having connection issues, did not make the call. The final 3 trucks in line will be Toby Ritters, Tom Green, and Dan Stussy. Wesley, looking like 27 trucks by my math after everything's said and done, getting set to take the green.
27 drivers ready to come to the green flag here at the virtual Iowa Speedway. It will be 175 laps. Real quickly, one more time, let's take a look at the weather conditions. Let's see if they've changed any since qualifying. As right now, no, well, it's changed a little bit, but not by much, as we are ready to go. Nighttime racing, nightfall settling in here at Iowa Speedway. Front row, Dan West Jr., Tyler King. The round of 8, round 1 for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Playoffs begins. Green in the air, they're in the gas virtually, and we're underway with Dan West Jr. pulling away.
West Jr. out to the lead in truck number 55, but look at Stephen O'Hare and Tyler King, the Beaver State Racing teammates, trying to settle things down between them early. O'Hare going to fall in line in front of King, 3 wide behind him as Stabnow takes a peek and he gets the worst of it. He goes around.
Stabnow goes around 24. In 24. Problems for Jeff Stabnow.
And he's in the wall. He knows it is
no
in the
caution
wall, trying
yet
to fight it. He's off the racing surface, so no caution. Boy, and the disaster as playoffs continues for Jeff Stabnow, eliminated from the round of 8. Caution is out. Oh, BJ Tidrick in the number 72. He's involved in a separate incident there. That's Dan Stussy in the 78. I thought I saw Caden Anderson in the 37 creeping along. Carl Burke, Casey Garber, swag replay on screen will put us under our first caution on lap number 3.
Wrecking on the back straightaway after what happened with Stabnow on the front stretch to put us under our first caution. And there's contact right there, Greg.
Garber and Tidrick get together. Whoa. Carl Burke involved as well. There's Casey Garber sliding to a stop. Garber, fresh off a big win here in the Northwest Tour, getting the win in the Super Late Model race here. Unfortunately, does not look like it's going to be the case. There you see Stabnow fighting the number 24. We thought we were going to be able to stay green there because he was off the racing surface, but little did we know we were going to have another incident right there. Garber breaks loose, nowhere for Tidrick to go. Garber up into the wall. Carl Burke gets a piece. Everyone else just squeaks on through.
Under caution for the first time here at the Iowa Speedway in the early going. Trucks are on the pit lane. Some of them in the back are pitting. Dan West Jr., your sawblade.com top 5 in the early going looks like this. West Jr., O'Hare, King, Fletcher, West, Dunn. Back with more coverage from Iowa. The playoffs underway in the round of 8. Who will be going to the...
ETE Reman is the world's best remanufacturer of transmissions for import and domestic cars and trucks. Based in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, our customers are repair shops, auto parts stores, dealerships, and distributors. And with 6 nationwide warehouses, we're where and when you need us. So when you're looking for a transmission that is like new, only better, instill confidence and install ETE Reman.
Back here at the Iowa Speedway, the lights are off on the pace car, showing 1 to go indication. We are 5 laps in of 175 laps on this 7/8 mile for the Waltz Beard Co. 175, race number 30 of the season for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series in round number 7 virtually. And it is the first race in the round of 8 for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Playoffs. Whoever wins, if they are in the playoffs, one of those 8 drivers with the blue bars, Greg, they're going to go green, and they know before the Thanksgiving break, and they cut the turkey and have the stuffing and cranberry sauce and pumpkin pie, they're into the championship 4. It's that simple.
8 drivers with a shot at it here tonight, and they are making it up here in the top 6. 5 of your top 6, 6 of your top 8 are playoff drivers. As the green flag back in the air, we're back underway here in this one. Dan West Jr. out to the lead in the number 55, but the Beaver State Racing teammates O'Hare and King are going to battle it out here for second. Fletcher up close to the wall in the 28.
That battle heating up for 3rd spot is O'Hare under attack by the machine of Fletcher. Here comes Dan Lowther in truck 63. Devin West in that battle up on the outside lane. Stephen Paulison is there. They work their way back in the corner number 1 and 2. And a new leader now, as it looks like it's going to be Stephen O'Hare going to the lead in 41.
He just rocketed around Dan West Jr. on the inside here in his number 41 truck. 3 wins on the season. Texas, Chicago, Talladega. Now looking for a win in the cornfields of Iowa here tonight. William Fletcher on the outside of his teammate Tyler King here, talking about O'Hare's teammate in the number 44, the Peels Oranges entry, able to hold off for now William Fletcher, which is allowing Devin West to, Wesley, we talked about it in the pre-race show, 3 wide.
3 wide.
Got the cut off there as Lowther thought about it. He got into the round of 8 on the last day of the playoffs also at Charlotte. So Lowther feeling confident right now. But Devin West in that number 5, we talked about it. Probably one of the hottest drivers in the series right now in the Northwest Racing Series as a whole.
Got a couple of trucks out of the race, including James Vining, as well as Lance Sponberg, unable to start, as well as Scott Hutchinson out of 29 entries. Here are the 26 that remain on the racetrack, all on the lead lap right now. There's the leader. Again, that battle heating up for the lead, continuing. O'Hare, Dan West Jr. Here comes Tyler King. He's going to try to make something happen on the outsider. Will he? As they work their way into turn number 4, we had a caution to get things started on lap 2, Greg. But I think we could also try to see them settling themselves in for what could be a green flag run.
I think that is what we're seeing. By the way, we do have one driver who did not start making it out onto the track. Scott Hutchinson in the number 91 was able to get the car fired up, and he is on the track 11 laps down now in the number 91. He had connection issues just before the race. The car wouldn't fire, but he's back out there 11 laps down, and with James Vining out of the race, he's all of a sudden going to become the lucky dog here in the number 91. So he's got a shot to get at least one of those laps back, but he's going to have to hope for a lot of help to try to get himself back into this one. Meanwhile, you were on board for a moment there, still are, with Dan West Jr. number 55 as he goes to the bottom of Stephen O'Hare looking for the lead once again. He's not quite clear yet, but he is not going to clear him off turn 2 as O'Hare comes fighting back on the outside.
So this is the second lead change between 2 drivers, and so far it's been Dan West Jr. and Stephen O'Hare fighting, flip-flopping for those spots. Tyler King licking his chops in position number 3. He's on the outside looking in as they work their way off the corner. A little wiggle there for a second. West will close in on King. King will throw the block on the outside lane and run up the top side as he got also Sunwest behind King. They work their way back to the line, now working 15 in of 175 at Iowa.
Not an official lead change because Stephen O'Hare managed to hold on to lead the lap. So we still have only had one official lead change here tonight, despite the fact that Dan West Jr. clearly got the nose in front because he did not lead the lap. It did not count officially. Still only one lead change that came when Stephen O'Hare was able to get around Dan West Jr. on that restart. Back
One
around
lead
lap
change
6 or
among
7.
two drivers so far, as we mentioned. O'Hare and Dan West Jr. Look at this battle now. There's Stephen Paulison in the mix with Frank Harris, along with Kevin Smith, the Jegs entry, all in a battle heated inside the top 10. That's going on for 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, 11th as they roar out of turn 3 and 4.
Fight and get some progress up there right around the top 10. I'm very impressed with Casey Garber in that number 94, Wesley. He was caught up in that first incident. That's him in the black Oreos truck, on the outside of Frank Harris, right behind the Jim Beam truck. Jim Beam and Oreos, interesting combination. But I'm so impressed with him as he was caught up in that first incident. Here he is breaking into the top 10, only 18 laps into this one, showing why he was the winner of the Super Late Model race here on Sunday.
Nothing like cookies and alcohol.
If you're over the age of 21.
That's right. Yes, you have to be over the 20. Yeah, over 21. Exactly.
Whoa, Dan Lowther getting close to the wall as Kevin Smith got really close to the wall in the 0-0. Lowther had to take evasive action and winds up working out for him as he's able to get back around Smith. Not quite. Smith fights back on the outside. Boy, Wesley, the outside seems to be the preferred lane on exit, but look at what Lowther's able to do here on entry, able to get right up inside of Smith. But then right there, that's where the outside momentum comes back into play, and Garber is able to use it there to get around Lowther for the 8th position now.
That's right, as they work their way back across the start-finish line, this time by working lap number 20. This race underway again with Stephen O'Hare out in front. He is the man leading the way in the number 41 machine. Dan West Jr. is second. Devin West, of course, we mentioned him, all that momentum. He's on the outside of Tyler King for third for the podium. They work their way, now battling for the lead. Father and son battling for position as they hit the back straightaway here at Iowa.
Dan West Jr. able to get to the lead in that number 55 as he gets back around Stephen O'Hare. If he can get back to the line, this will officially be your second lead change of the race. It will be, as Dan West Jr. brings him to the stripe, but his son Devin is lurking, and again, Devin West, 2 straight cup wins on the season, looking to build some momentum towards Monday as he goes for his 3rd in a row in that series, but he already has 3 here in the truck series, and he has been running very strong. He's in the playoffs in this truck series, so a win tonight at Iowa would lock him into the championship race. West is another one of those drivers who hasn't made it to every race this season, but has been able to have a strong enough season as he's to the inside now of Stephen O'Hare for second. O'Hare, though, uses that outside lane to get a run, but Devin, another one of those drivers, did not run the full season, but had a good enough regular season to get into the playoffs. Those 3 wins coming in big, and then here he is battling with O'Hare. 2 drivers trying to hold on here and fight for second. O'Hare out of the playoffs. West still fighting for that championship. O'Hare, he's just focusing on wins from here on out.
Yeah, I think the word here is consistency, and his consistency, he has done what he has needed to do to advance and to an opportunity. All of these drivers, to be honest with you, that are in bold blue have a shot to go into the holiday break for Thanksgiving as a winner and run for the championship 4. They've got to pull it off. Still a long way to go. Understanding the 41, Stephen O'Hare blinking. A little net code issue possibly on his truck, but he still holds on to that spot as West and O'Hare now having problems, as we mentioned again, but still in second position. We're going to keep an eye on that as now Devin West has moved up to third.
Wesley, I noticed those connection issues with Stephen O'Hare on the grid while we were getting ready to go. I noticed he was having some connection issues, and then they flared up again there for about a lap and a half before it seems to have settled down for now. So we're going to keep an eye on the number 41, but that's the second time here since qualifying that Stephen O'Hare has had some sort of connection issue pop up, and he's just going to let Devin West take the spot there in the turn number 1. Tries to cross over, and it works out as Devin West kind of slid up the track there. Nice move by O'Hare there. Textbook, just let him go and then cross him back and get the spot right back. Beautifully done by O'Hare.
Yeah, getting in that spot back again as they work their way across the line now, closing in on 30 laps the distance here so far in this event as we are underway with this race. Round number 30 of the season. Race number 1 in the round of 8. The winner, if they are in bold blue, move on to the championship 4 at Phoenix. And how many weeks is that? 7 weeks away? At least 6 or 7 weeks away for the championship?
Yeah, I would have to get an exact count on it. We'll get that count next time we take a break, whenever that will be, and we'll have the official answer for you when we come back from that break, whenever it is. It's January 17th will be the date of the championship race here. Excuse me, 14th will be the championship race for the truck. So however many weeks away that is, and we will see what it looks like from there. Unbelievable. We have 4 races left after tonight, Wesley. We
8 weeks away.
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Yep. We have 4 races left. Also, we have 4 weeks off. We have this one tonight, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, championship.
And so here it is. After Iowa tonight, we take off for the Thanksgiving. Then the Week 13 build for iRacing as well. I'll be at Pensacola for the 53rd Snowball Derby, so that works out great for me. And then December 10th and the 17th, we return back for the race in the round of 8 to advance to the championship 4. There will be 4 rounds. That is at Michigan Speedway and New Hampshire, December 10th and 17th. Then we take off for Christmas break. Christmas Eve is on Thursday, December 24th. Christmas on Friday, the 25th this year. The same with New Year's and New Year's Day on Friday and Saturday, or Thursday and Friday. And we watched the 94 and the 37 starting to move up through the field as well. We're keeping an eye on that. Casey Garber and Caden Anderson. Then we come back on January the 7th for Texas. Possibly could change, but right now that is the plan. And again, then the following week, we battle for the championship at Phoenix Raceway. So again, if you win this race and you're one of those 8 drivers in bold blue that you see on the scoring ticker, Greg, you've got 8 weeks knowing, man, whatever happens from here, I'm going to Phoenix. I'm racing for a championship in Season 7 of the Northwest iRacing Truck Series.
And that's why those 8 drivers want a shot at this one. Dan West Jr. is in some lap traffic, Wesley, and the driver that he just put a lap down is Jeff Stabnow in that number 24. That number 24 has had a miserable night here after crashing on lap number 2, and it just has not been up to his liking since that. Stabnow, he's going to want to put this race in his rearview mirror, and I thought, Wesley, that Stabnow was going to be a guy that we had to keep an eye on this evening. I thought for sure he was going to be making some noise in that number 24 truck, and unfortunately just the start of the race just did not go the way he wanted it to, and it has been a fight ever since. And speaking of fight, it's going on in front of him as O'Hare and West are battling out for a second. Coming up on another truck that's been put a lap down, that's Russ Lundberg in the number 129. And Wesley, Russ Lundberg, he's one of our great fans here on LSR TV, as he's in the chat just about every single time LSR TV goes on air. Good to see him finally out here in the number 129 here. He's made a couple of starts this season. Good to see him out in the 129. Still trying to get the handle of these trucks figured out, but that's just going to come with seat time. Good to have him in the field tonight.
Yeah, I think last Monday night, Justin Prince, our colleague, was talking a little bit about the driver of the 129 of Russ Lundberg, and understanding he is a former World of Outlaws Sprint Car Series competitor as well.
I believe Wesley,
or is that Lance Sponberg?
Yeah,
that's Lance Sponberg. My apologies. Yeah, that's Lance Sponberg. It was
Russ
a Berg with the last
Whoa.
name. That's all I knew.
Yeah,
it was.
Our producer and I were actually talking about that before you made it up here to the tower. Me and Charles were talking about that. There were a lot of drivers with the last name of Berg of some form here in this series. But Russ Lundberg, he, I believe, was a motorcycle racer. Correct me if I'm wrong out there, if someone knows about that. I know his number 129 that he's running on his truck was his motorcycle number. Just can't remember if it was motocross on dirt or some kind of street bike. If you guys know out there in the chat, please let us know exactly what it was that Russ ran on 2 wheels. Looks like he's coming down pit road in the 129, and he's coming to pit road.
Dan And Stussy with him in 78.
Yes, so a couple drivers on pit road. Stussy went a lap down a moment ago. Now, Wesley, we're on lap number 38. Some of these drivers have yet to pit. When do you think we will start seeing green flag pit stops? I don't believe either of these are scheduled, but when do you think we will start seeing drivers come down pit road?
Yeah, we're actually on lap number 41 right now. 40 just got completed a moment ago, and I got a feeling, because none of them pitted in the start of the race when we had the caution on lap number 2. I got a feeling around lap 45 to 55, we're going to start seeing green flag cycle pit stops. I believe somewhere in that stretch of the next 10 to 15 laps, we're going to see them start making pit stops. So it should be interesting. And again, as I said, I figured we would get ourselves a green flag run, and we have this right now. So I feel in the next 15 laps, less than that, we'll see pit stops.
I'm thinking the same, Wesley. Working lap number 43 right now. Dan West Jr. coming to complete that lap, number 43, make it 44 here. O'Hare has begun to pull away from Devin, and they have lost touch. It's now 2.3 seconds back to O'Hare in the number 5. King and Ottenbacher. How about John Ottenbacher in the number 89, Wesley? We haven't talked about him a whole lot. He has worked his way up into the top 5 as they work around BJ Titterick, they being him and King, as we watch Stephen O'Hare in the number 41. But I'm so impressed with John Ottenbacher in the number 89 right now with what he's been able to do in this LSR TV Silverado. He's another one of those drivers eliminated from the playoffs, trying to fight his way back there.
Dan West Jr. out in front. Stephen O'Hare second. Devin West third. Tyler King, John Ottenbacher, your top 5. Green flag pit stops looming. We're going to go side by side so you don't miss a thing. The opening 50 laps. The West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Playoffs, round of 8 from Iowa when we return.
We're based out of West Monroe, Louisiana. We do custom T-shirts, racing. We'll do any shirt. We'll do schools, churches, fundraisers. We do a ton of event shirts, as you can see on our board here, all around our banner. Personalized. I mean, we'll do anything. It doesn't matter to us. We got the custom rugs. We use all the, top quality shirts, inks and everything. Hoodies, hats. We do embroidered hats, embroidered shirts. Just you can call us for anything. We do offer the bag and fold to where we, you can receive them and they're already labeled and tagged and bagged, ready to give out to your customer and stuff. So you just call us and just tell us, hey, this is what we're looking at doing, and if we're going to put the car on there, it is 125 quantity minimum. If it's without the car, it's 60 quantity minimum. That's strictly on the racing stuff. If it's a business or something, if you race on Texas shirts, it's a little bit differently. You can call us. It just depends on your quantity and ink colors. Everything is hand drawn. I mean, everything. We don't Photoshop anything onto a shirt or anything like that. Everything that we go through, everything is drawn, and which is the reason for the art fees. We do have several graphic artists that draw for us, and they're really good. So what we do is on any package that you do, we can mix and match. We can do any colors. You can do purple, red, blue, green, and do the rest black. It doesn't matter to us. With your design on there, we can do hoodies. We can do hoodies, long sleeve shirts, t-shirts, tank tops. It doesn't matter. I mean, it's almost limitless what you can do, and you can put all that together in that package to make that minimum requirements. They can call us 318-278-7191, or they can email us at bulletprooftees@yahoo.com, or they can go to the website bulletprooftees.com.
Look at that, sawblade.com, top 5, no change in those positions. We're looking at Tyler King and Caden Anderson starting to make a run into the top 5. There's the full rundown. The man in blue advances to the championship 4 in 8 weeks at Phoenix. Welcome back to coverage of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Series playoffs for the Waltz Beard Co. 175 on LSR TV. Watching, listening on CRN Sports. Wesley Outland, Greg Wrench, Charles Wooten in the production chair. And we are seeing now, like I said, Greg, green flag pit stops. Here comes Dan Lowther, one of the playoff drivers in 63, to his pit stall.
So we're starting to see first round of green flag pit stops, like you mentioned. Dan West Jr., Northwest Thunder in front motorsports represented on the 63. Coming around, left side's going up on that number 63. Playoff driver was the 8th seed coming into tonight, off and away, trying to get himself into the championships at Phoenix. So now the window is open, Wesley. So we'll see if your likes of West, O'Hare, younger West, Anderson, who's climbed the 4th in the 37, King, Ottenbacher, Garber and company. How about Plybon up in the A spot as well? Trying to work his way up with Moore and Harris rounding out the top 10. There is Plybon in the number 55. And Wesley, he has struggled in his limited starts here in the Northwest Racing Series, both on the Cup side and in the trucks. But I know this kid. This kid won the State Line Championship this season in late models. 3 wins on the year in the Coca-Cola late models at State Line Speedway. Followed it up. If this kid finished the race, his worst finish this season was 3rd. That's how strong a season Hayden Plybon had in the late model side. So, you give this young man enough time to figure it out, he will be a threat, and here he is showing it right now. Number 57 on ticker, number 55 on screen right now, in the 8th position, trying to track down Casey Garber right now for 7th. But Plybon, you give him enough time, he will be a threat in this series. I guarantee it.
Yeah, no doubt about it as we continue to watch them work their way. Plybon trying to get around another driver that is in the round of 8. Corey Walters in the Napa number 9. Again, we want to thank Tom Green, the folks at West Bay Napa Auto Parts, with several locations around the Washington area, jumping on board and being the title sponsor for the playoffs for not only the Northwest Cup Series, but also this truck series. Ryan Main's also another playoff contender, mired in the back, several laps down, at least 2 laps down.
I believe he was one of those drivers who has already been on pit road. Wesley, Dan Lowther. 3 wide. Dan Lowther move on Ryan Maines right there. That's for position in that number 63 and 13. That's for 21st on the clock right now, and that's big because both those drivers are playoff drivers, so that's a point for them in this one. Jeff Stabnow, he is a lap ahead of them next up. So Dan Lowther, he's trying to get as many spots as he can. Rest of the field still waiting to see when they come down pit road. By the way, Devin West has gotten up into 2nd place here on Stephen O'Hare in the number 41. Caden Anderson beginning to close in for 4th as well. Biggest mover of the race is Anderson. He has moved up 16 spots from 20th to 4th. 1 spot better than the driver in lost it.
Here comes Carl Burke on pit lane in the 53.
Going to talk about Toby Ritters in the number 27. He's up 14 positions, 27th to 13th, and number 23. So Anderson plus 2 of an advantage on Ritters in that one.
Right now, 13 trucks, 14, 15, 16 on the lead lap, 17. As right now we approach lap number 60. Dan West Jr. still leading. His son, Devin West, who, suffice to say, is the momentum driver of Northwest competition. He won at Richmond. He won at Charlotte on Monday in the Cup Series.
Had a shot to win last Thursday in the trucks as well, but got caught up in a late race incident. Trying to lock himself into the playoffs. And Wesley, I've been thinking about this. You know what I would do if I was in the playoffs and I won this race, locking myself into Phoenix? You know what I would do for the next 8 weeks? The following 3 races coming up here in this round, just start, do 2 laps, park it, and then go practice at Phoenix. I would be turning as many laps at Phoenix as I possibly could. I wouldn't have to worry about the races coming up in Michigan, New Hampshire, Talladega, or wherever we go. I can't remember. I would just go out, start the race, run 2 laps, park it, and then head back to Phoenix and just turn as many laps as I could to get ready for that championship race. You got 8 weeks, turn as many laps as you can.
Well, thank goodness it is not going to be at Talladega. Iowa, Michigan, tonight at Iowa, Michigan in 2 weeks. Then it's New Hampshire. Then it's Texas.
Texas. But that is subject to change. The Texas date is subject to change. It may be Talladega.
Right.
Who knows?
It might be Talladega, and if it is, that's a wild card. What a race for the final race in the round of 8 to advance to the championship 4, for sure. As that is, it does say on the schedule, it could change leading up to that 225 lap finale with the open dog leg at Phoenix.
As of now, it is scheduled for Texas, and Stephen O'Hare will like that if that is the case, Wesley, because he won the other truck race at Texas earlier this season. So Stephen O'Hare is going to be thinking, yeah, keep it there. Keep it at Texas. Keep it at Texas. Devin West, also a winner at Texas. That would be the 3rd race of the season at Texas. The Cup side already did 3 races at Texas this season. So, again, subject to change, but we'll have to wait and see until that race day on coming up January the 7th of 2021. After we give 2020 the see you later, have to see if that race does change. January 7th. As of now, it's Texas, but stay tuned to LSR TV for updates on if that changes or not.
So there is a conversation going on about the 55 on track, board on ticker as the 57 of Hayden Plybon. Normally there is a disqualification. However, he has been given a warning for tonight that if he does it again, Greg, he will be disqualified from the race. You have to run the correct number on course with your scoring ticker number, and honestly, we're not fans of that either.
Yeah, the one race grace for Plybon in the number 55, and I think I know what the situation is, Wesley. I think the wrap with the number 57 is complete. Plybon just hasn't gotten his hands on it yet. I think that's why they said, okay, you got your one race grace. I believe the wrap is done and ready to go, because I know the super late model one is already on the car. He is number 57 as he gets together with Dean Moore, the number 34. But I think that's what's going on.
Up the racetrack, Moore, and also that 57, Hayden Plybon, as we were mentioning, he's in truck 55, that Toyota. And a grace being given, if you will, a mulligan to the driver for tonight. Do it again, you will be disqualified for your race. And honestly, Greg, I like that because the numbers are on the track need to match what is on the scoring pylon for the viewers.
Yeah, it makes our job easier as well. But see, you know it as well as I do. When the scoring ticker says one thing and the car or truck says another, it can get confusing.
Oh, it's a headache
for the track announcer. And I have a horror story to tell you about the number 77. My buddies in the chat, Bryce, Josh, cheering on Cannon, Plybon, and Caden, they'll know what I'm talking about when I say a horror story about number 77 here in the Northwest. We have the series. It's called the Northwest Mini Stock Tour. There were 4 cars in that series, number 77. We had to separate them out. You know the drill, 77, 77X, but we had to separate the rest of them out by the last name. So we had a 77M, we had a 77A, we had, thinking back, a 77K, and I'm trying to remember which one the third one or the fourth one was. I'll have to get back to you on that one. But 4 cars with number 77, that can get a headache. So definitely they do not take the ticker thing lightly.
Yeah, I remember last year doing the Snowball Derby and Snowflake 100. There were 5 cars in the field that were number 11s. Again, they had to do the same type of setup with the 11A, 11K, 11M. So, yeah. Yeah, can you imagine doing the Lone Star 600 that airs on Race on Texas yearly in October with, 10 number 11s or 10 number 77s? That would be a headache. Thank goodness for timing and scoring when it's working.
Can't wait to can't wait till the day I can actually make it to the Lone Star 600 though, Wesley, because that is on the bucket list for me.
It's a crazy one for sure. Hey, by the way, we are just crossed lap 75. We're closing in on 100 laps to go, under 100 laps to go now. Halfway also approaching.
Aiden Plybon in 9th, trying to get up there. Tyler King is fading, Wesley, in truck number 44. He has fallen into the clutches of Plybon in the 8th spot. As you watch Caden Anderson go to battle with Devin West in the number 5. He is trying to get up there for 2nd. Remember the battle these two had at Richmond in the Cup Series.
Lap 88 will be halfway, by the way. Lap 88 will be the halfway mark as we work our way to the back straightaway. Watching Dan Lowther, Devin West. He is currently in 2nd position. And by the way, they have not pitted yet. Dan West Jr., Devin West, Caden Anderson, they have not pitted. Caden Anderson starting to close in on Devin West for that position as they work their way back around the racetrack, working lap number 78. Just 10 laps away from closing in on halfway here in the Waltz Beard Co. 175. Riding on board now with the number 5 of Devin West. Actually, that's Caden Anderson. As Caden Anderson tries to make a run on West for that number 2 position, with lap traffic in the way of another driver in the round of 8 of Dan Lowther. As they work their way again, Greg, off of turn number 4. This time by as they go into the corner. Watching him down below the racetrack. Here comes Caden Anderson. 37 drops off below the apron. Looks like he's coming down to pit road.
Yeah, this is it. Scheduled stop on lap number 80. Casey Garber behind him in the number 94 also coming down pit road. So a couple drivers making their way down. Anderson and Garber. And those are the drivers, Wesley, that I've been keeping an eye on. Both of them started well outside the top 15. Anderson almost missed his stall. I believe he did in that number 37. That's going to cost him a little bit. And he's going to be able to get those tires on. Fortunately, we know the speed he has in that number 37 as Plybon comes into his stall. Plybon and Anderson working together. They're teammates here in the Northwest Racing Series, so they're going to be able to get it going. But there you see how much time it cost Anderson. Remember, he came in about 2 seconds ahead of Garber right there, and now Garber's going to be right on his tail in that number 94.
And to be honest with you, those drivers have pretty much been nip-tuck hooked up with one another this entire race, as you mentioned them, as they were beginning to make their run through the field in the 37 and they worked their way back around the racetrack. So far, Dan West Jr. has not pitted. He is the man leading the way. He is mired along with lap traffic. All in the way.
Caution.
There's a caution. Wow, saved by the yellow.
Only 6 drivers have yet to pit. That's going to change the entire complexion of this race, Wesley. John Ottenbacher into number 89 has damage. Look at the swag replay. See if we can figure out what happened with Ottenbacher on the outside of Ryan Maines. Okay, Tidrick underneath him.
Oh, Tidrick into the right rear. Turns the 89. Round goes John Ottenbacher. Caution flag out for the 2nd time. 4 laps as we approach halfway.
And this is big, Wesley, because only 6 drivers on the lead lap. Stephen Paulson will be the lucky dog in the number 58, but I'm wondering just how many drivers are going to stay out to get the wave around. Anderson and Garber, 2 of the drivers who just came down pit road, they are 2 laps down. This is going to pin a lot of drivers back there.
And Ottenbacher, by the way, boy, what a story he put on at Charlotte last week to try to advance into the round of 8. Boy, he took a gamble. He did the same thing in the Cup race at Charlotte on Monday night. It cost him. Ottenbacher, other ones onto the pit lane. Here we go.
Yeah, leaders on pit road, Wesley.
Dan West Jr., Devin West, Stephen O'Hare, Dennis Moore, John Ottenbacher. Even though he brought out a caution, he's in the top 5. Also Dennis Moore, as I mentioned, Tyler King, Toby Ritters, all of these trucks. Lucy also on the pit lane. Pretty much 4 tires and fuel. There's Tyler King. He'll go to his pit stall, bottom left in the 44. Stephen O'Hare Making adjustments there, changing things up. Devin West down and away. Tyler King down and away now. Or that was Stephen O'Hare down and away. Here's Tyler King watching his Pills Oranges machine pill off of pit road. Like he'll stay in the top 5. It's Dan West Jr. will enter the pits first, and he will exit first in 55. Honestly, Greg, with these drivers coming down to the pits in the middle of a cycle of green flag pit stops, mired in the back, this hurts a lot of drivers being stuck under a lap down or more.
Yeah, especially playoff drivers like Dan Lowther in that number 63. He was one of the first drivers to come down pit road. He got pinned a lap down in this one. Not a playoff driver, but Casey Garber and Caden Anderson, 2 drivers who were looking very stout in this race. They're now pinned at least 1 lap down in this one. So they're going to take the wave around to get themselves 1 lap down. They were 2 laps down at the time of caution. They had just taken pit stops, so they will stay out to take the wave around. Along with several other drivers. Looks, Wesley, like Dan Lowther in the 63 is going to take the wave around to get himself back on the lead lap. Carl Burke and Frank Harris. Burke came down pit road. Lowther stayed out. So Frank Harris and Dan Lowther are going to take the wave around to get themselves back onto the lead lap, waiting to see what the rest of the field looks like. It looks like Robert Gambill also going to take the wave around to get himself back on the lead lap, all said and done.
And by the way, they will be halfway next time by. Go to looking to get involved in producing or announcing. Message us on Facebook at livesimracing.com for more information to our team, producers or announcers. And again, by the way, that is also livesimracingtv.com. livesimracingtv.com, the new website. Getting ready for the second half of the Waltz Beard Co. 175. When they come to the line, it will be halfway under caution. First half of the race in the books. You know, Charles, as Charles was telling you about here, we look at Team LSR TV. We look at what truck number 55, Dan West, Devin West are doing. The lights are off for the pace car. We'll come back for the restart. And, you know, Greg, as I said, the first half of the race, I mean, we had that caution on lap number 2. For the most part, it was fairly green until we had that caution a moment ago. And I got a feeling as we approach the second half of the race with 87 laps to go on the restart that the intensity level will definitely be a different race here. I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of green flag runs to the finish.
We'll have to see how it goes from here. I think we're going to see at least one more long green flag run here. I think this one will make it pretty long in this one. 7 drivers are going to be on the lead lap when we go green. They're still trying to sort out the starting lineup. Kevin Smith having to fall to the back. Lineup discrepancy. This is going to shake things up on the restart as the green flag falls out. They still haven't figured out the lineup, so that was an ugly restart, and Dan West Jr. able to break away from it. The top 7 on the lead lap of Paulison mired back at the tail end of the longest line after the lucky dog, so he's got work to do as the field gets going.
Yeah, definitely a sloppy restart, if you will. The lineups was just not correct, and they weren't wasting no time. They threw the green, and quickly Dan West Jr. takes advantage of it. Here comes Dennis Moore down to the inside. Remember, he had some contact earlier with that driver of Hayden Plybon in the 55 machine. Scored his 57, and Moore was able to keep on going, and right now he's battling for second with Devin West. Trouble. One of the top one of the championship contenders, Ryan Maines, goes around in the Atari 13. No caution, but he will fall all the way to the back.
That's a big one because he is, again, a playoff contender in that number 13. Trying to see where he's going to settle in. He was 2 laps down, now in 24th position, Wesley. That's going to be crucial here because he is a playoff driver, still trying to survive the playoffs, and now he's in trouble. He's in, well, even more trouble than what he was.
as they work their way back around the racetrack out of turn number 4. The leader is again Dan West Jr., Devin West, father, son. And you know, Greg, as we approach the second half of this race, there's a caution. Trouble. Third time. Find out what happened, and it is Caden Anderson in 37. Flag replay to find out what happened.
Taking a look at the replay. Toby Ritters, I believe, on the inside. That's Casey Garber behind him.
Oh, he just came down on Ritters, and man.
That's a tough one for Caden Anderson because he was in position to try to capitalize. If West Jr. came to pit road, Anderson was in position to possibly catch a wave around and get himself back on the lead lap. The lucky dog here will be Taco Bell Roy Grande in the number 18.
You know,
looks like we are going to see some takers on pit road.
Yes. You know, Charles, our producer, he's a fan of taco wings, and I'm a fan of the cream cheese Cinnabons. Taco Bell.
Looks like
they are
the only
so
drivers
good.
that
Oh my goodness.
Looks like the only drivers that came down pit road were the West family. Dan and Devin electing to take some fresh tires. They're going to sacrifice that track position. Jeff Stabnow staying out to take the wave around, it looks like, in the number 24. So he is going to move now one lap down in the number 19. Or in position number 19 in the 24.
And he will move one lap down, so in the event of getting one of his laps back, I don't know. What do you think, Greg? Do you think that Dan West Jr. and Devin West have possibly done the money stop to try to see if this race goes to the finish?
Maybe. I don't know if I would call this the money stop, but I would call this just a chance to be like, hey, let's see how much an advantage of, say, 3 or 4 laps has on these tires. So Dan West and Devin, I wouldn't call this the money stop. I would call this an experimental stop, seeing what you've got on these fresh tires with a couple laps difference. They're trying to figure out exactly what they've got tire-wise compared to the rest of the field, if that makes sense. Hey, it's a Beaver State Racing 1, 2, 3 now. Dennis Moore, Stephen O'Hare, and Tyler King, they're sitting 1, 2, 3 on the pylon before you find Dan West Jr. and Devin West. So once it's all said and done, West and West are going to be 4th and 5th on this restart, and they're going to come up through the rest of the field once it's time to start lining them back up correctly.
All right. Work being done. Go ahead. We're understanding there's communication between Devin West and Ottenbacher and Stabnow and all those drivers, and they did not come down. Only all the West family come. Devin and Dan.
Dave Ottenbacher came down as well in number 89, so they worked together to get Jeff one of his laps back. As you see them all falling through the field now, Stabnow going to get the wave around, so he will move now again one lap down in the 19th position. Dennis Moore in the number 34 leading the way right now. He's still searching, Wesley, for that first career victory in Northwest Racing Series competition. He's shown some speed in that number 34 truck since joining the series. Again, working with Beaver State Racing, trying to get himself up there and have himself some good runs, and he's doing just that, doing a nice job here tonight. Leading the way right now. Been a quiet night for him, but he's leading just past halfway.
And to be honest with you, there is still a lot of laps left to go here. In you advance in to the Championship 4, which is 8 weeks away at Phoenix.
Got an update. Russ Lundberg having some connection issues. His night looks like is going to come to an end. Looks like he will be credited with a 25th place finish night in Iowa. So tough luck there for Russ, but he's in the chat as well. Eric Cheney chiming in to say hello. watching his teammate Dan Lowther go for a win and try to get himself into the playoffs. Lowther scored 13th, one lap down after getting pinned after a caution in the middle of green flag pit stops.
Well, actually, next week is round number 30 for the Cup Series. Next Monday night will be the 60th. This is the 59th race of the season for the Northwest Cup and Truck Series. Monday night, the only broadcast before the Thanksgiving break will be, Greg, the 60th broadcast of the season for Northwest Cup and Truck Series competition on LSR TV and CRN Sports.
That is an incredible stat. 60 races this season, and a shout out to these drivers who have made every single one of these races. I mean, to ask them to make 60 races is hard enough. Plus, you're not counting the remaining 34 races a season for each of these classes. To be able to make both of them as the caution falls once again here on lap 100. So here we go. Cautions beginning to breed cautions. Kevin Smith going around in the 0-0. Going to put us under caution once again. We take a look at the swag replay.
I told you I had a feeling that we were going to. Wow, Kevin Smith, Jags. Wow.
I want to go on board with Corey Walters into number 9. I believe it was Walters. As Smith noses into the wall. I want to go on board. See if we can figure out exactly who that was. Yeah. This is going to be the view right here. You're looking at Corey Walters. Look at Smith right in front of him. This is the view that I want to see because I want to see just how close Corey Walters came to getting into the 0-0. Did you see this? No, he did not have help, but watch how close they come. Right.
Oh, he just zigged and zagged on that play. Oh, my goodness. Squirrel. Going after the walnuts in the infield grass. Well. Trucks coming down the pit lane for service to get fixed. There's Paulison in 58. (102 of 175 laps, 73 laps to go. And Greg, here comes also the Jegs entry of Kevin Smith.
Smith coming down pit road in the 0-0. There's Paulison, the 58, getting going again. Lucky dog will be Hayden Plybond in the number 55/57, I guess you could call it. He will be the lucky dog, so we will now have 9 trucks on the lead lap. Remember, we only had 6 trucks on the lead lap after that moment of where the caution came out in the middle of a green flag pit stop cycle. Only 6 drivers were left on the lead lap after that. We saw several contenders pinned a lap down. We're starting to see them all get their laps back. Roy Grande got a lap back. Plybond gets his lap back this time. Next up in line will be Caden Anderson in the number 37. But you know that Anderson is going to be good with trying to get his lap back under green. And you know Dan Lowther is going to be cheering him on as well because Lowther will be in position for that lucky dog if Anderson can get his lap back under green, but that's going to be a tall task ahead.
So let's set the top 10 for you as we get ready for a restart. Dennis Moore is the leader. Truck number 34 up 20 positions. Stephen O'Hare is second. Tyler King is third. Dan West Jr. is fourth. Devin West is fifth. John Allenbacher, sixth. Taco Roy Grande, Ole, the 18 is seventh. Stephen Paulison, the Jim Beam colors we saw on pit road, he is still in eighth. Hayden Plybond, ninth. Caden Anderson, who brought out a caution earlier, Greg, he has moved back into the top 10, but he is a lap down.
We will see. He can catch another caution, get himself back on the lead lap. Have another driver retiring from the race. It's Carl Burke in the number 53 calling in the night. So he will finish 24th on the night. So we will see, Wesley, if if we can go green the rest of the way. I don't think we're done with the yellow flag just yet, but we still may see some. I think we're in for at least one more long green flag run, but I don't know.
Carl Burke is out. He is lead server. Tough break for the man of the 53, the Patriot. 9 trucks on the lead lap. Get ready to put lap 104 on the scoring ticker. By the way, no racing tomorrow night for Friday night. LSR TV taking a break. No racing Saturday night. No racing Sunday night.
Taking a break.
Come back for the 60th broadcast of the season for the Northwest Cup and Truck Series on LSR TV and CRN Sports. Monday night, 11:15 Eastern, 10:15 Central LSR TV time from right here, Virtual Iowa Speedway, the first race in the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Cup Series playoffs for the round of 8.
60th race of the season. And Wesley, as we get set to come back green,
and then we take off for a whole week till Sunday.
Week and a half, yeah.
Charles going to enjoy cut that turkey. Gobble, gobble, gobble.
Green flag in the air. Green flag back in the air as the Beaver State Racing teammates try to pull away from Dan West Jr. as they go off into turn number 1. Wesley, you guys at CRN Sports Radio had a pretty substantial milestone as well earlier this week.
On Monday night, man. What a crazy race that was at Charlotte for the final race in the round of 12 for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series at Charlotte. And that was the 400th all-time broadcast on CRN Sports at wearecrn.com. And, man, that was a monumental one for sure.
I've got you guys on Spotify as well. You can check out CRN Sports on Spotify. And I believe, Wesley, you said pretty much wherever you can get a hold of a podcast, I believe you said CRN Sports Radio was there.
Yeah, pretty much. Real quickly, I'll throw it out there. It's on, of course, CRN Sports on, of course, Spreaker, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, Castbox, Deezer, Podcast Addict, Podchaser, and it is also being recently added to Amazon listener spaces as well. So, yeah, for sure.
Climbing up in the world as we got a battle for a second. Dan West Jr. going to roar around the outside of Dennis Moore to move back into second, bringing his son Devin with him. The West Family Racing and Beaver State Racing battling it out right now. By the way, Dan Lowther has gotten around Caden Anderson, so as of now, Dan Lowther in the lucky dog position.
Back across the stripe as again, it is now the leader of Stephen O'Hare. Not one of the playoff contenders out in front in 41. Dan West Jr. falling back to second. Devin West to third. Father, son. Dennis Moore fourth. Tyler King in the top 5. Lap 110 this time by 65 laps to go here at Iowa.
9 trucks on the lead lap. All trying to track down Stephen O'Hare, but he's got a mirror full of West right now because Dan West Jr. and Devin West have both caught up to the back bumper of Stephen O'Hare. 16 wins, Wesley, in 30 races. 16 of them have been won by these 3 trucks, 1, 2, 3.
That's right. What a season it's been for these guys for sure. As right now we saw literally, besides Shawn Breitzman winning the race, in the round of 12, we saw literally Dan West Jr. dominate. Those were the classes of the field. And then you got Shawn Breitzman, who is not running this week or next Monday night as he takes off for Thanksgiving. But honestly, Greg, he's one of those drivers where, you know, you can literally see him bounce back. Bottom line, he's that good in 46.
Yeah, Shawn Breitzman, no concern with him because we know just how fast he is. It's just going to be a matter of which race can he capitalize on and which race will he move on to try to get himself into the playoffs. But he's going to have to do it in both series because he's also going to miss Monday's race in the Cup Series as well.
You know, we have one of our famed viewers tuning in and listening and watching. And that's Big Bird, Eric Shady. I like to hear Big Bird gobble.
Not gonna lie. Reading the chat, Shane, you asked for that one.
He did. He started it. That's all I must say.
Uh-oh. Wesley, Stephen O'Hare having those connection issues again.
Yes, sir.
He's having those connection issues again, and that's a big one. That's the biggest one of the night so far for O'Hare.
Oh, there he is. A little blinky. And he's leading
I don't
the
like
race.
the looks of that. I do not like the looks of that, Wesley.
Oh, he's falling back. He's coming back. Oh, no.
Still fighting it in that number 41, but man, I'm watching him. I do not like the looks of these connection issues that he's having right now in that 41. This could spell disaster for Stephen O'Hare.
See him blinking nod. Going away, then coming back, then going away like he is now, comes back, and while that goes on, you're literally watching now Dan West Jr. closing in to Devin West as well, to O'Hare, and you don't want to make that mistake of hitting the 41 because that can cause you to crash as well, Greg.
That's absolutely right, Wesley. So what's going on right now? Again, we've talked about it in the past on LSR TV. This is the iRacing's version of mechanical issues, the connection issues. Imagine, if you will, you're getting warnings that the motor's blowing up in your race truck. That's what's going on with Stephen O'Hare right now. He's having those issues right now, but he's fighting it out, trying to hold on and see if it works itself out. And nope. I was going to say it looked like it was beginning to stable out, but not quite there yet. Now Dan has to be careful because with those issues going on, he's got to be careful to not be in the spot that O'Hare is when he comes back in. West Jr. almost has to play a guessing game now and try to figure out where he is on the racetrack as he's able to get to the inside.
Can we watch this battle now with Jeff Stabnow mired with traffic, trying everything he can to run down that truck, the 63 of Dan Lowther. Dan Lowther, one of the drivers in the championship round of 8. He is also on the truck that would get the lap back if the caution was to come out. If Jeff Stabnow can get around him, he will move back on the lead lap.
Yeah, he would be in the Lucky Dog position. So this is a battle for Lucky Dog in that number 24. And he's going to take it from Dan Lowther, but he has to get back to the line. Or to officially get that spot.
That's right.
Dan West Jr. and Devin West have both gotten around. Stephen O'Hare up front checking in on that. Stabnow is going to get to the line. So Stabnow into the Lucky Dog position now.
Well, that goes on. Stephen O'Hare has fell back to third. Dan West Jr. back out to the lead again. But domination for that driver as we approach 50 laps to go.
Looks like the connection issues have begun to settle down now on Stephen O'Hare in the number 41. However, see what it did. It cost him as he starts having them again. It cost him the race lead in that number 41, and now he's trying to reel in West.
Trying to pick up where the problems there belittled the opportunity and caused him to fall back to third. Dan West Jr. and Devin West are now the leaders, first and second. Devin West up 3 spots. He's in that number 2 position. Stephen O'Hare back to third. Tyler King, gotta wonder what's going through his mind now as he has the 41 of O'Hare in front of him, and he saw what happened to him and doesn't want to really be an innocent bystander, if you will, to those problems that he has. So he wants to quickly get around him.
By the way, Wesley, coming to 50 laps to go in this one, this time by 50 to go for Dan West Jr.
You know, we saw Dan West and Devin West come down to the pit lane after that most recent caution, and I gotta wonder if they topped off the tanks, filled up to the limit, to the brim, if you will, and also not only that, changed tires, ready to take this to the finish. Maybe they do not have to pit anymore.
trying to make it to the end. I think they're good on fuel. It's the tires that I would be worried about. West getting a little loose there. The younger West getting loose there.
And we watch Ottenbacher and Lowther battling here in front of Maines. Paulison behind them. So is Caden Anderson and more. This is right now in the top 5. 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th for position.
Still 9 trucks on the lead lap. That goes back to Hayden Plybon in the number 55. We got the lucky dog on the previous caution. He's actually gotten around Roy Grande in the number 18. So Plybon is going to move into 8th now. Get up alongside of Kevin Smith, and reel in Dennis Moore, who is next up for Plybon, who has fallen to 7th after being in the lead on this recent restart, Wesley.
Back straightaway into the 3rd turn. There you see Paulison and Lowther, and now we see this battle now at Plybon. A 3-truck battle with Smith, Grande, Roy Grande in the middle. Down the back straightaway, under 50 laps to go here. Virtual Iowa Speedway. Well, they'll get a nice break for 2 weeks off. And right now it looks like the number 55, Dan West Jr., now trying to beat Sun West to advance into the championship for Phoenix. Now, Greg, I know you used the speculation of if I was Dan West or any of these guys that advance to the championship 4 in the next 8 weeks at Phoenix, I would park it, stop, park it, go on and practice. But we know that that's not the mindset of drivers like Dan West Jr. We saw him do the same thing in the round of 12 to advance to the round of 8. Won 3 out of the 4 races. Whoa, trouble! Moore goes around. Contact with Paulison. Caution out.
Caution. They're under caution once again. That's going to move Stab now back onto the lead lap as he's the lucky dog. And this is going to change everything because now you got to make one more pit stop, Wesley, because you know the guys behind you are going to, and you're going to be a sitting duck if you don't get it. Let's take a look at a swag replay of what happened here between Moore and Paulison. Yeah, around they go. Boy, nice job by Plybon.
It looks like Paulison just literally got to the bumper.
Watch this one more time. That was a nice job by Plybon in the 55 or 57, whichever you prefer, to get through this. I wonder if we can get a look. We're on board right now with the 58 of Paulison. I wonder if after the point of contact, we can switch to Plybon to see what he saw. On board with Paulison right now. There's the contact. You see it starting now. So here's Plybon. Right there, just squeaking through.
And here comes the cavalry on to pit lane. One more time on the replay. Watch this. No, pit road, here they come. All of them, led by Dan West Jr. Could you call this the money stop now, Greg Rentz? This is showtime now.
Money stop, for sure. 40 laps to go here as they cross the line this time. So 40 to go. Well, they're still having those connection issues. Money stop time, but the question is, that's if they stay green the rest of the way. I think if you get in there late caution, then you're going to see more pit stops. But if it stays green the rest of the way, money stop.
And by the way, Jeff Stabdow got around Dan Lowther. He is the free pass. Couple of trucks a lap down or more can take advantage of the wave around. And there's Stabdow right there. So he is on the lead lap. We'll cycle back around. I'm pretty certain, Greg, he will come down to the pit lane. He will go to the tail end of the field. He will take on 4 tires and fuel. He'll be within the top 10 and watch that 24 come to the front.
Yeah, he's going to start at the tail end of the longest line, though, Wesley. So he's going to have to charge through all the lap traffic to get himself back on the lead lap. Rest of the field coming down pit road now. Drivers pinned the lap down. The situation is, looks like we have a couple drivers electing to stay out to take the wave around, Wesley.
That's right. Yeah.
Try to get themselves further up. Casey Garber in number 94. He's going to take the wave around to get himself back on the lead lap. Trying to see if anyone else.
Looks like it's Corey Walters also.
Walters is one lap down.
The 00 Kevin Smith, I think, maybe.
That Smith several laps down. Actually, no, he's going to be one lap down once it's all said and done. And who else is that up in front? As Ryan Maines, who is several laps down. And so Garber is going to find himself back on the lead lap, and he's going to hope for another quick caution so he can come down and get those fresh tires. But I like the move by Garber. Come out, stay out, get get that wave around, get yourself back on the lead lap, and hope for another quick caution, because then you get a shot to come down, get tires, and you're back in business.
Father and son, 1 and 2. You see those trucks? That'll be the wave around, as we mentioned. 1 to go indication is given to the pace car. They will accelerate and get one of their laps down back. Go roaring at max speed around the 7/8 mile to catch up the tail of the field. And as I said, Greg, Jeff Stabnow will be in the top 10. He will be in the number 10 position when this race gets back under commencement.
Going to be 11 trucks on the lead lap. Lucky dog position will be Dan Lowther in the number 63.
Right.
As Casey Garber took the wave around. They will line up this time. Lights should go out this time. And they do. So the field will wave back around. Garber back on the lead lap, but he's got work to do, and he's going to have to hope for another quick caution on those older tires. So
here's the thing, for people that might not know, the wave around is given to drivers that are 1 or multiple laps down. You cannot pit. You cannot pit. However, when the leader gets 1 to go, when the pace car gets 1 to go, Greg, you can accelerate and get back on the lead lap, but you have to roar to the back of the field at the tail end and be back at speed before the pace car comes back to green flag. So it's a gamble, but again, sometimes it can pay off.
But at this point, with how this race seems to have been unfolding, I like the call, specifically Garber, to get himself back on the lead lap. I like the move by the Iowa winner here in the Northwest Tour, and especially with it being a short track, he has indeed caught up to the tail end of the field as the green flag back out. We're back underway here at Iowa, but the way this race is going, I think if we catch another quick caution, then you're going to see Garber come down pit road real quick, get those 4 fresh tires, and it's on as we battle it out once again. Devin on the outside, but he bobbles. He bobbled really good.
Oh,
there it is.
Dan Lowther goes around. Dan Lowther, caution out. He would have been the truck that was trying to fight to get back on the lead lap.
I think he caught Fletcher as well. That's going to make Gamble the lead lap, or Lucky Dog. And that could not have worked out better for Casey Garber, because now back on the lead lap, and now he's got a chance to pit and not lose a lap.
And remember, for drivers like Dan Lowther, because he's the cause of the caution, and even though he is the free pass car, it becomes null, and he loses that opportunity.
And the same thing applies to Fletcher in the 28, because he was involved in that, I believe. Right. If I'm correct, Lucky Dog should be the 54 of Gamble, as Fletcher was involved in that. Boy, that could not have worked out better for Casey Garber, though, in the number 94. And look at this. Here he comes, making that left turn on the pit road. We'll see if we can pick up the number 94 Oreos entry. There he is, the lone soldier coming down pit road, but he's going to get 4 fresh tires and a splash of fuel. Excellent call by the 94 team to stay out, get the wave around, worked out perfectly.
Only fitting for Casey Garber to do just that. Worked out nicely as he goes back on the lead lap. Remember, before the previous caution, he decided to take the wave around. He did not pit, but he took the wave around to go back on the lead lap. Caution quickly comes out after a spin with Dan Lowther, help from the 28 of William Fletcher, and he comes down to the pit lane. And again, Steele will be on the lead lap. 4 tires, fresh tires, new tires, filled up tank of fuel, ready to go to the finish here at Iowa.
It is confirmed Robert Gamble will be the lucky dog in the number 54. That makes 12 trucks on the lead lap.
And a tough break for drivers like Dan Lowther and William Fletcher. And now Dan Lowther and Kevin Smith, and they're on the pit lane. Robert Gamble is on the pit lane as well now.
They're coming down. Gamble did take the lucky dog, but remember, the lucky dog is not allowed to pit with the lead lap cars. They have to wait until they get the pass to go right as the leaders are able to come down pit road. So they have to wait an extra lap to come down pit road. But he will restart tail end of the longest line on the lead lap in that number 54.
Boy, oh boy, what a race here. And by the way, we've still got 35 laps to go, somewhere around there, that number, or 35?
30, little under 35, right around 30.
That'll list Dan West Jr. Now the leader, Devin West, has fell all the way back to 4th. As we've seen a resurgence of Stephen O'Hare and Tyler King come back to second, third.
That happened on that restart because Devin got a big run on the outside, bobbled off of turn number 2, which allowed the teammates of Stephen O'Hare and Tyler King to get around him. And before he could get the spots back, the caution came out. So that's why O'Hare and King were able to get up there in front of them. Lights still on the pace car, even though the field is doubled up. So should be 1 to green this time, but I don't see anyone trying to stay out for the wave around this time because it wouldn't have mattered anyway because the leaders stayed out.
So let's set it for you. In the top 10, Dan West Jr. leads the way. Stephen O'Hare, Lincoln and all, still in second and 41. Tyler King, the racetrack king, looking for another win on the series in truck number 44. He sits in third. Devin West, the man that has, the young man who has pretty much been a dominator, if you will, in Northwest competition, especially in the Cup Series, sits in 4th. He's in the number 3 seat for the playoffs. Tyler King, by the way, with no wins on the series. Can we mention that as well? No wins for Tyler King. He's come close, Greg, but he's not been able to do it with his 7 top 5s and 17 top 10s for Tyler King, who's in third.
Been a spectacular season for Tyler King, just has not gotten that first win yet here, Wesley. So still searching for it. Could it come tonight in the Peels Oranges entry? We've seen it. Think back a few weeks ago. There was a race, can't remember which one it was, but we for sure Tyler King had it locked up. Unfortunately,
we thought he was going to win at Richmond.
Go his way.
We thought he was going to win at Richmond. He came so close. And then you think of Stephen Paulison, another driver, the number 4 seed. He's in the top 5. No wins for him. 8 top 5s, 14 top 10s. Green back in the air. We settle it here at Iowa. And again, Dan West Jr. is away from the field quickly in 2.
West Jr. trying to pull away, looking for win number 11 on the season, but Stephen O'Hare is not going to give it to him here. Going to be 30 laps to go at the line, and O'Hare gunning for it here on West Jr., looking just like the start of the race. West able to fend him off this time.
Trying to battle for that top spot. Turn number 2. Back straightaway. Here comes King. He'll hook up with O'Hare to try to run down Dan West Jr. Devin West in a gaggle of traffic on his own. Paulison, Audenbacher, Moore, Grande,
contact, trouble!
Contact, stab now, gets in to Plybon. Caution out.
And Caden Anderson will be the lucky dog in the number 37. That's what he's been looking for all night as the caution comes out. Plybon and Stab now got together off of turn number 4. All started back here with the bottleneck right there.
You literally felt a storm brewing there. You felt it was just about to break loose there, Greg, and then it happened.
Right there. Oh! Anderson involved. Will that negate the lucky dog? All aerial coverage brought to you by All American Pools. You're looking at from the drone cam. Caden Anderson got a piece of that. That could eliminate the lucky dog for him.
And if that happens, Ray Fournier will move to the lucky dog.
Actually, he got caught up in it as well. If that is what happened to Anderson, watch behind him. You'll see Fournier get a piece of it as well.
Then
watch him
to Tom
right
Green.
there. Take a look at it. There's the contact from Stab now. There's the hit from Anderson. Right there, Fournier gets a piece of it. So I believe it'll be Tom Green.
Yep.
It's the lucky dog.
That's right. Tom Green, of course, the man with the West Bay Napa Auto Parts. Proudly works for them. Sponsoring the playoffs. Oh! Tom Green just got into Fournier on the 26.
Whoopsies.
And Tom Green will move back on the lead lap.
Tom Green.
I think it's Ray Fournier's engine just blew up in 26. Greg, is what we're being told by spotter communication.
I think that's what happened. Both of the damage they suffered there. William Fletcher has parked it for the night in truck number 28, so he will finish in 23rd position. I believe this will relegate Fournier. He's on pit road, currently being scored 19th, but still a few trucks in front of him. Or behind him, excuse me. They're still out there right now, just trying to truck along and see what they can get.
Under caution here. Boy, it's picked up. It is about to get good. Final commercial break. We will take you to the finish from Iowa. More coverage in a moment. LSR TV, Sierra Sports. Here's your Saw Blade Top 5. And West Jr., the #1 seed, the dominator of the trucks in Season 7, trying to punch his ticket to Phoenix already to the Championship 4.
Is this your car? You could take me for a ride any day.
Hey, you take me for a stroll anytime. I can see you with me.
Lights are off of the pace car. The iRacing Ford Mustang pace car. 25 laps to go. 24 to go when they come back to the restart zone here at Iowa Speedway. 151 laps completed. That was the distance for the iRacing Northwest Tour on Sunday night. We still got 24 laps to go. Green back in the air here in Iowa.
And that winner of that late model race at Iowa, Casey Garber, is in the top 10, trying to fight his way back up through the field. 13 trucks on the lead lap. It was the 0-0 of Kevin Smith who wound up getting the lucky dog in that last caution. Dan West Jr. out to the lead once again. Tyler King and Stephen O'Hare battling for second. Paulison the fourth in the 58. Side by side for fifth between Devin West and John Ottenbacher.
23 laps to go. And out in front, Dan West Jr. But it's antsy in the back. Look at this hornet's nest brewing again. Here comes now the opportunity for Ottenbacher to run down one of the playoff contenders, Paulison. Anderson, Devin West behind them, Dennis Moore. AC Garber, you mentioned the Super Late Model winner on Sunday night here at Iowa. He's now moved up to 9th.
Stephen O'Hare is going for the lead. In the number 41, out of the playoffs, but trying to rattle off wins. He's going inside the Dan West Jr.
And taking Tyler King with him.
But the connection issue starting again on the 41, just a little bit there in turn number 1. But he gets a nice run on the exit. Ottenbacher going for a ride.
Ottenbacher spins at 89.
Five-on there as well. No caution as they're both below the racing surface. Believe there was contact with Devin West.
Ottenbacher, Plybon in 57. No caution. Will stay green. Under 20 laps to go at Iowa.
Ottenbacher trying to limp it back to pit road. He will make it, but heavy damage on the 89. Plybon as well pulling in. Wow. Changes the entire complexion of that race for them. As meanwhile, to the inside is Frank Harris in the wall. Harris in the wall, but O'Hare still going after Dan West Jr. and Tyler King is lurking in that number 44.
The intensity picking up for sure on overdrive. Here comes Garber to the inside of Moore, licking his chops after Paulison, after West, trying to climb the ladder. Here comes Casey Garber, up now 11 spots as the laps wind down. 18 to go when they come to the stripe.
Trying to get inside of Paulison and break into the top 5. He does at the line. Casey Garber looking for a top 5 here in this one after winning earlier this season at Iowa in the Northwest Super Late Model Series Tour.
On board with Stab now, bumping, banging with Moore and Paulison in front of him. This is 8th position. Trying to battle 2 spots to get in 6th.
Wesley, this is Casey Garber in the number 94. We see him a lot on the Monday Night Cup Series, or the Cup Series on Mondays, a winner in the Northwest Tour. This is only his 2nd truck start of the season. That first start came all the way back in March at Rockingham. He finished 18th in that one, only completed 52 laps. Just his 2nd start of the season in the Truck Series, and here he is going for the top 5 after a win at the same track on Sunday night. Dan West Jr. beginning to open it up again, though, over Stephen O'Hare.
And by the way, did you see Jeff Stabnow on board trying to go for a 2-for-1 special around Moore, fighting Paulison right now? He finally clears him, put him to 6th. 16 to go here at Iowa.
Trying to just get up there. Stabnow doing anything as he can. The teammates battling for 2nd. O'Hare and King. Devin West closing in as well in the number 5. Again, one of the hottest drivers in the series right now, looking for another top 5 here to keep that hot streak alive. Building momentum towards Monday, where he'll go for 3 in a row in the Cup Series at this racetrack on Monday night. You can catch it on LSR TV. If you haven't already, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified, because that is our next broadcast.
You're not going to want to miss before Thanksgiving. The only race for Thanksgiving.
Only one more race before Thanksgiving. It is that one coming up Monday night right here at Iowa with the Northwest Cup Series, where Devin West will go for 3 in a row.
Charles Wooten, our director, is going to go missing in action, eating all the turkey and dressing. Oh, I understand. Well, whatever he likes, ham. How could
West
you
to
not
the
like
outside.
turkey? That is so un-American.
West to the outside.
Like oh.
O'Hare having connection issues. Stabnow looking for a top 5. Trying to get to the inside of Garber.
He's closing in on him. Under 15 to go. Boy,
Devin
oh boy.
West.
Katie bar the door, ladies and gentlemen. They're going to be coming to 10 to go here in a few laps.
This time by 10 to go.
10 to go. 10 laps remaining. Yes, and look at now. Devin West trying to get around the 41 of Stephen O'Hare for second. Dan West Jr. checking out from the field.
Devin clears O'Hare, so now King in the wall behind him. And look at Jeff Stab now. He's up to fourth now in the 24, but he gets the wall. King and Garber come 3 wide for fourth.
Stab now in the wall. King in the wall. Garber capitalizes. He'll move up into the top 5.
Now Devin West is 1.4 seconds back of his father. He's going to need to be about 0.2 of a second faster than his dad to be able to catch him. I don't know if he has enough time. I think he's going to need another yellow.
Dan West Jr. trying to punch his ticket in to the championship 4 at Phoenix in 8 weeks. Devin West, his son, in second, 2-time back-to-back winner on the Cup Series. He won Richmond. He won Charlotte.
10 wins on the season.
11
Sorry,
wins.
Wesley.
That's right. Looking for his 11th win if he pulls it off. You're exactly right.
Unbelievable effort. Devin West, no slouch either. 3 wins on the season in the trucks. Stephen O'Hare behind him, 3 wins. Tyler King still looking for his first win. Jeff Stapp now 6 wins on the year. Got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. Trying to fight back and get that 7th win. Casey Garber in 6th right now. He's only making his 2nd start of the season. Caden Anderson has fought back, but he's still a lap down in that number 37 truck.
Understanding that Jeff Stab now has about 14 laps ahead on fresher tires than everyone else, and this is allowing him to surge, if you will, through the field as he's trying to catch Stephen O'Hare for 3rd.
The break onto the podium, the freshest tires on the racetrack for Jeff Stab now, but I just don't know if he has enough time. 5 laps to go.
I believe a late race caution could change everything here. If we get one.
Late race caution will absolutely change everything here if we get one. Going to be 4 laps to go for Dan West Jr. at the line this time.
And Jeff Stab now will clear O'Hare. Lincoln and all in 41. He'll fall back to 4th. Tyler King to 5th where he bounced off the wall. Garber had a shot. He's in 6th right now. And the laps continue to tick away here at Iowa. 4. Now make it 3 laps to go. When they come out of turn number 4, you're on board there with Stab now in 24 as he works his way to the start-finish line.
Three to go for Dan West Jr. Devin West, 1.4 back, running equal lap time. Stab now, trying to use these fresher tires to get up there. I just don't think he has enough time to catch up to Devin as there's 2 more circuits around this time.
2 to go. Dan West Jr., father. Devin West, son. The interval of 1 and 2 for Team LSR TV and the West Racing entries. 55 and 5, 1 and 2. They'll work their way off of turn number 4. Greg, this is it. Coming to the CRN, 1 to go at Iowa.
As he crosses the stripe, you have a race. And Dan West Jr. is just going to try to bring it home, keep his son Devin at bay. And he is looking for win number 11.
Impressive.
He's going to get through turn 3 and 4. Wesley, as he comes through turn 3 and 4, he can coast from here. Wesley,
yes,
my mate, this one goes to 11. Dan West Jr. gets it done at Iowa.
And punches his ticket to the championship 4 to boot at Iowa in 8 weeks at Phoenix. Devin West will finish 2nd. Jeff Stab now coming back to finish 3rd. Stephen O'Hare 4th. Tyler King in the top 5.
Great job. Great job by these drivers. It's a Team LSR TV 1, 2, 3, and then Beaver State Racing round out the top 5. Great job by all of our drivers today. But how about it? 11 wins on the year for Dan West Jr. in the 55. You see him there getting set to burn it down.
And the
11th
proverbial
season.
Northwest Demolition Derby celebration as well forthcoming. Chapter, they let him burn down the house a little bit. Pokes up the tires in 55, and look out, here comes the cavalry coming after him. Here they come.
Boom. Stabnow and Devin West with the first hits of the night. Here comes Dan Lowther.
Lowther. Ooh, in the glass, in the glass, in the glass.
And Lowther blew his motor on that hit.
Uh-oh, here he comes. He's on track now.
Oh, Ottenbacher.
Oh, Ottenbacher. And I promise you, this race has not become a demolition derby. This is just their way of celebrating. And what fine fashion. What a job. 11th win for Dan West Jr. He punches his ticket to the Championship 4 at Phoenix. Unofficial results presented by SawBlade.com for the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Truck Series playoffs at Iowa. Dan West Jr., your winner. Stephen O'Hare. Dan West Jr. is your winner. Devin West is in second spot.
You're looking at the practice results from earlier. There we go. There we go.
Dan West Jr. is your winner. Devin West is in second spot. Jeff Stabnow third. Stephen O'Hare fourth. Tyler King the top 5. The interval was almost 1.5 seconds back to the winner over son Devin West. Then it's Casey Garber, 6th. He charged and mounted an effort, come up short. Dennis Moore, what a run for him, 7th. Stephen Paulison, a good run for the points in 8th. Evan Smith, and how about Taco Roy Grande, a top 10, ole, for the 18.
Final truck on the lead lap was Robert Gamble, who got the lucky dog because 3 drivers in front of him all got caught up in the accident that brought out the caution. He finished his final truck on the lead lap in 11th. Caden Anderson 1 lap down in 12th. Tough break for him. He's going to be looking for some redemption here Monday. Toby Ritters, Dan Lowther, and Corey Walters round out the top 15. Couple drivers in the playoffs having some bad luck there. Tom Green, John Ottenbacher, BJ Tidrick, Frank Harrison, Ryan Maines, your top 20, Wesley.
And a run out the rest of the rundown. Ray Fournier, engine problems, drops him down 3 laps. Scott Hutchinson, 22nd. Hayden Plybon, 23rd. William Fletcher, 24th. Carl Burke, top 25, along with Lundberg, Stuzzi, Vining, and Bonberg unable to start the race in the 900. All right, Greg, we're going to let you get on out of here, bud. But before we do it, what is your thoughts of tonight's race at Iowa?
That was an epic race, Wesley. That was everything we expected it to be. An incredible race, some green flag racing, some drama at the end with the caution, and some drivers coming through on some pit strategy. But in the end, Dan West Jr., his 11th win of the season, a dominating performance, a dominating season for Dan West Jr., and now it's official. He's going to Phoenix, Arizona with a shot at the championship in 8 weeks. That is big because he needed a win to lock himself in. The way the season has gone, if he did not make it to Phoenix, it would have been considered a disappointment. Great effort all around. Devin West continues his hot streak, finishes 2nd here tonight. He has been on a mission as of late. Great job by Devin. How about Jeff Stabnow recovering for 3rd? And definitely a great performance by Stephen O'Hare and Tyler King, both getting up there in the top 5 for Beaver State Racing. Great race tonight here in Iowa. Looking forward to when we come back in 2-3 weeks' time at Michigan.
So 8 weeks is 2 months' time. But one thing we know, the 55 is in the Championship 4. Greg, always a pleasure working with you, buddy. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll see you Monday for the Cup Series.
Sure, we'll see you there.
That's Greg Rentz. And we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we will grab a word with our top 3 for the post-race wrap-up for the Northwest iRacing Truck Series and the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoffs. Dan West Jr., win number 11 on Season 7. He wins, goes to the Championship 4 at Phoenix, and again takes the checkered flag for the Waltz Beard Co. 175. Coverage continues in a moment from Iowa. 7 lead changes amongst 3 drivers, and it came down to the battle between Dan West Jr., Stephen O'Hare, and of course at one time also Devin West. Those are the 3 different drivers that led in the race. Again, the 7 lead changes amongst 3 drivers. But when it's all said and done, Dan West Jr. picks up his 11th win on the season. He punches his ticket to the championship 4 at Phoenix. We'll talk to Dan West Jr. in the number 55 very shortly. But right now, it's time for the post-race wrap-up. We'll talk to our top 3. So, out of the playoffs after a crazy race last week at Charlotte, he'll settle to be on the podium here tonight. Driver the number 24, Montana's Jeff Stabnow in the 3rd position. Jeff, I know it's not a win, but it's got to be a good way to redeem yourself after some of the bad luck you've had the last couple of races.
Well, I think I'll redeem myself when I'm the last guy you interview for the night. But we put ourselves in a pretty big hole, and I should have grabbed that second truck early. I had no idea that I had that much damage. And, those first 85 laps, I'm just sitting there, just following further and further back and going more laps down. So it didn't feel real lucky, but as soon as I got that new truck, oh my God, it was a rocket.
So what is it like, obviously, being a driver that was running for the championship, and then you're eliminated, but you're still running amongst all these drivers, your teammates like Dan West Jr. and Devin West, but you're looking for a win?
It's a different mindset for sure. At the end of the day, I'm going out there still trying to win a race. I mean, whether I'm in the playoffs or not, I'd like to win a race. I may feel that I need to, give a few drivers that are in playoffs a little bit more room in certain situations. And, and so that's something that you have to reconcile a little bit. Because I certainly don't want to, ruin somebody's playoffs with a stupid move. But other than that, I'm still putting in the work. We put in a lot of laps. I worked with Devin and Dan quite a bit this week, and we just put in laps and tweaked on sets and tried to figure things out here. And it's the same way I'd approach it if I was in the playoffs.
Well, there was a big resurgence for you in that final stretch. Were you looking for a post-race, a last-minute caution flag? I guess would be the final thing to say, under 10 laps to go. And if that could have happened, do you think it could have put you in business to get around the West family?
Sure, I would have loved a shot to get around the West family, but to be honest with you, I don't know that I wanted a green-white checker. I think at that point, I'm not sure a green-white checker could have gone the other way pretty easily. We had a lot of cars that were pretty equal those first couple laps out there, so I thought I had pretty good speed on those restarts. I made up a lot of ground, so that's always thinking maybe, but it got a little dicey on some of those restarts. So I'm just happy for these 2 guys. Dan gets to advance. Devin's got some pretty good points. They both worked their butts off for this. So I'll take what we got here.
Thank your sponsors.
Yeah, absolutely. West Bay Napa Auto, we can't thank these guys enough for sponsoring these playoffs. Unfortunately, I don't live near one of the store, but I know Dan stops there nearly every day. So I hear great things about them. So I hope everybody that's watching this that lives in an area with one of their stores goes in there and tells them they saw them on LSR TV and the Northwest Racing Series the next time they go in there. Also to LSR TV, sponsoring the best of the rest. LSR TV has been an amazing partner to work with all year. Wesley, you're phenomenal. Greg, I don't think anybody knows more guys in the Northwest than Greg Renz, which is just, he's just great. And then Cody, I mean, I've talked to him multiple times throughout the week, every week before every race, and he is, the amount of hours that he puts in trying to make sure that every production goes perfectly is astounding. And quite frankly, he's probably the most underpaid guy. If you look at all the hours he puts in of any of the broadcasters, of any of the broadcast companies in iRacing. So big shout out to all those guys, and big shout out to John and Devin and West and the West father and son there, Devin and Dan, and John, just, for all the laps that we put in, all the work that we put in. So congrats to them.
Jeff Stabnow will settle for 3rd here tonight at Iowa Speedway. Runner-up of the race, Devin West. He won back-to-back on the Northwest iRacing Cup Series. By the way, the Cup cars will be here at Iowa on Monday night. That's the only broadcast on Live Sim Racing and on CRN 4 coverage this week before the Thanksgiving break. But Devin, second place behind your father. A good points night for you. What's your take on it here tonight?
Yeah, I'm pretty happy about it, how it went. I mean, it couldn't have gone any better with my dad winning, me second, Jeff third. I think it would have been a good race if we all had, better starting spots on the last restart, a little closer. But that was cool having 3 trucks, being the fastest trucks in this race, and being able to show that, the top 3 finish, and my dad moving on, making good points. So, yeah, just big thank you to Jeff for putting us an awesome set. Without him, this wouldn't have been possible. So, yeah, pretty happy night.
So let's talk about, obviously, just the craziness that you went through. Having to battle so long to look for a win in the Cup Series, but you have pretty much been pretty good in the trucks. I mean, you've got a total of 3 wins. You're kind of a slump here lately, but points racing, are you comfortable with that if that's what it takes to advance in to the championship 4? And are you good with being the number 2 seed, obviously, if it comes to that?
Oh, I'll be 1 through 4. I don't care where I'm at as long as I make it through the next round. I think, if anybody tells you they're comfortable points racing, they're probably lying to you. I mean, I don't know who's comfortable points racing. That's the biggest gamble you can possibly take. Getting a win is definitely ideal, but I points raced them the first round and felt pretty good there. And I feel like if I can just get through Michigan, get these next few races, I should be pretty good. And we have speed, and I think a win's still coming in the trucks, and obviously the Cup's going great. And I'm coming back here to Iowa in the Cup on Monday, and depending on how tonight went, I'm feeling pretty dang good. So yeah, I think we got 3 more races this round. Main priority is just to finish, obviously, finish well. I think we have the speed to do that, but to get a win would be awesome. I think the momentum going into Phoenix would be key.
All right, bud, before we let you go, thank your sponsors on that number 5, second place here tonight at Iowa.
Yeah, of course. Washington Cedar Supply, they're on the hood each and every night. Kenny's Custom Hardwood, Effective Web Solutions, as always. Jeff for making us an awesome truck and putting together runs that, we're pretty much built by him. And obviously SRTV, Best of the Rest sponsor, and just a great promoter of this series. And the broadcasts are always great. I go back and watch them after every race. And, Shawn, Jeff, put on the league. I mean, without them, none of this would be possible. So, yeah, it's always a lot of fun.
And by the way, the LSR TV Best of the Rest battle is still between Christopher White and Thomas Green. Of course, the man behind West Bay Napa Auto Parts. They're right there neck and neck fighting for that position. But right now, Christopher White is the man leading. That is the driver 13th on back for the points, a little extra money points being added into that championship point fund as well as the race for the championship. So Devin West, again, second place here tonight. He is looking to try to go 3 wins in a row, Richmond, Charlotte, and possibly Iowa for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series on Monday. Right here, coverage on LSR TV and Sports at 11:15 Eastern Time. Again, Monday, the only broadcast before Thanksgiving. Finally, to victory lane we go to the driver, the number 55, 11th win of the season. 21 top 5s, 23 top 10s. What a year for Dan West Jr. Dan, congratulations. It is on to Phoenix in 8 weeks for the championship 4.
Oh, what a relief, man. I tell you, that was a hard race. Tyler and Stefan, they definitely pushed me. Devin was there most of the race also, but those restarts were a killer, as you guys could see. It was tough for our trucks to get going, but once we got rolling, there was nobody beating us.
So let me ask you this question. You've got 2 months before the championship finale at Phoenix. What do you do to prepare for that race finale coming up on January 17th?
Same thing we've done all year. Just keep preparing. It's just Jeff touched on us practicing this week, but we put, I don't know, probably 500 laps in. And if it wasn't for Jeff, I wouldn't be in the winner's circle. I guarantee you that, because those 2 trucks of Tyler's and Stefan's were really fast. So thankfully to Jeff Stabnow for the setup giving us a truck that could on the long haul. Like I say, practice, and Jeff was there every minute. So this race goes out to him definitely.
So, Greg made the comment about, well, if I win, I would just start and park. I mean, I'll go to the next couple of races and I'll start and park. That's not your mentality, Dan, obviously. I understand that. But how is that loophole knowing that whatever happens from here, Michigan, Texas, whatever, along the way, you know that you have an opportunity to run for this championship at Phoenix?
Oh yeah, it takes that stress out of it. I mean, now I get to go just have fun, right, and help my teammates. I mean, that's what it's about. So that's how unselfish Jeff is. I mean, he didn't have to put the hours he put in. So that's where now it's my turn to put the hours in to help the next person. So we got to get Devin in now. So we got to get him his win, and that's what we do. But we're all, like Jeff says, we're not rolling over. I mean, I'm not going to roll over and let Devin win. I mean, he's going to have to earn it. So do the homework and go race and have fun. But like you say, since the win is there now, I get to relax and just go have fun.
One final question for you, and we'll let you go. Thank your sponsors as well in this segue. What is it like knowing that you got 2 months' time to race for the champion? I mean, like normally, you win, you advance, you win, you advance, you win, you advance, bam, on to the Final Four. You've got to wait until mid-January.
Yeah, that is kind of tough. So hopefully we don't get too much of a slump going. Like I say, I think the thing is just stay behind the wheel as much as you can. Go have some fun. Stay behind the wheel and go run some official races and or just some practices with your teammates or friends and like I say, and just have fun. Just keep that rhythm going. So, yeah, I'd like to thank West Bay Napa Auto Parts for stepping up. That's pretty awesome of them. Like I say, like Jeff said, I deal with them on a daily basis, and they're incredible to deal with. So I appreciate them. LSR TV, Cody, Wesley, Greg, you guys are incredible. Like I always tell you, I got family members out there watching, and I appreciate them. My cousin Squeak and his wife Jennifer are they're watching every week, both nights, and they love you guys. So appreciate all of you. And again, this goes to Jeff Stabnow, man. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here.
All right, buddy. Thank you so much. Again, he punches his ticket in to the Championship 4 in the next 8 weeks at the Phoenix Raceway. Whatever happens from here, he will be the man in that number 1 spot. 55, Dan West Jr. Again, that's going to wrap up our coverage here tonight for the trucks. And again, congratulations to Dan West Jr., Devin West, Jeff Stabnow, top 3. We will be back on Monday night. That is our next broadcast. We'll take a break on LSR TV and CRN Sports for esports coverage until Monday night. And then we have one race for you, and it should be a good one. The opening race in the round of 8 to advance to the Championship 4 for the drivers of the Northwest iRacing Cup Series, all part of the West Bay Napa Auto Parts playoffs. And again, big thanks to Tom Green, what he does, West Bay Napa Auto Parts in a lot of locations in the Northwest. We appreciate what they do being a sponsor. Thanks again also to Waltz Beard Co. as well as LSR TV, sponsors of the series. For Charles Wooten in the production chair, for Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Have yourselves a great, happy, and safe 2020 Thanksgiving. Enjoy it with your family and your loved ones. Be safe out there. We will join you on Monday night for a continuation, broadcast number 60 of the season for the Northwest iRacing Cup Series in the West Bay Napa Auto Parts Playoff. For Greg Rentz, I'm Wesley Outland. Thank you all for watching. Thank you. Have a good one. And gobble down some turkey or whatever Charles likes to eat because he doesn't like turkey.
This broadcast is the copyrighted work of LSR TV and may not be rebroadcast, retranslated, or used in any form without the express written consent of 52 Media LLC and iRacing.com Motorsports Simulations. LSR TV would like to thank